Hey troops, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Let me know how the sound is, all of that good stuff. If you can see me, and we're gonna get straight into this evening's live stream. Thanks for tuning in. We'll get it's just past 10:30 UK time. So what we'll do is, as usual, as we've done every night here, we'll give it 5 minutes or so. I've got a few admin points that I want to address first before we get into the good stuff. But before we do anything, please, as usual, start smashing those like buttons. It's the first thing that really helps the video get a bit of traction initially. So the reason everyone has a good time on here in the first place is the fact that we've got quite a large amount of people that come onto the channel, and we're quite lucky that we've got that, guys. So if you can start smashing that like button and dropping comments in the chat of actually where you're watching this from, so we can get a better understanding of where geographically your input is coming from, because we've got a lot of comments coming in on these live streams, and I would like to get a good flavour of where you're from, so we can understand why you may have that comment in the first place. So we've got 99 viewers so far. We'll give it a few more moments, guys. We'll get a couple of hundred in the chat, and let's see if we can get 100 likes to start with. I've got quite a few updates coming your way for this evening. That's why I wanted to get on a little bit earlier than yesterday, actually. So we'll give it a few more moments, and then we'll get back into it. Virginia, USA, Georgia, got a lot of USA from a lot of guys from the USA. Actually, be getting super chats in already. So from Regan. Hey Regan, how you doing, buddy? You're saying just popping in to say hey, and if it wasn't for Toy, I wouldn't be here. I was today. If it wasn't, I guess you mean for you. Just popping to say hey. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. If it was, but sorry, I'm reading that wrong. I wouldn't be where I was today. Hey, you. The thing is, though, Regan, you would be where you are today, because you know everything that I said and help you with is all down to extracting what you've already got in you. So it's a good thing. But thanks for stopping by, buddy. Yeah. So a few points of admin, guys. With how we're going to do this tonight, we'll probably be on another 2-3 hours like we were yesterday and the day before, covering the situation on the Ukraine, and seeing how that develops further into different places around the world. Hopefully it doesn't actually spill over into other countries, but the way it's going at this moment in time, it does seem that a few more countries are potentially going to be getting involved, and we're going to be talking about the foreign legion that's going to be created, or is created, that's going to allow certain nationals from around the world to be able to help with the war effort in Ukraine. But we'll be talking about that a little later in the stream. How this is going to work then is the members of the channel yesterday at the end of the stream, at some point, will have been posed with a question from myself, and it's a members only question. And the reason I've done that is so you guys can have a place to interact and stuff like that, and it gives a little bit more flavor to the streams, because there's a couple of questions that come into my brain that I don't get a chance to ask on the streams, okay? And I think it's quite important that I can feed little bits of information back to you guys and see what you feel. So that'll be available to all of the channel members, and we got quite a few people popping in the channel member chat last night after the stream. So if you want to do that, then the link is in the description for you guys to do that. So that's that, and you'll notice during the day I'll be releasing videos. I still will be putting out a few reaction videos, but what I've got is, because we've got so much content coming through from the live streams, there's loads and loads of questions coming in through the super chats. What I'll be doing is the best super chat, I'll be extracting questions of that, 2 or 3, 4 minutes long in video, depending on how many questions get asked, and I'll post that as a video so we can generate some conversation below. So you've probably seen the video that came out today about the US involvement, and would it be for a cause of good that kind of thing. And that was a good question that I seen on the stream. I thought, you know what, we're going to post that as a video because it's quite interesting, guys. So a lot of the questions that you're posting via super chats and stuff like that will actually come back to you guys, which creates a good dynamic to the stream, I think. But if you are enjoying these streams over the past couple of days, then please smash that like button right now. Let's see if we can get over 100 likes in the chat. And yeah, I just want to say thank you for stopping by. It's a pleasant surprise having a lot of people on the channel, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. So thanks first and foremost to everyone that's here. What else have I got to say? If you are a veteran of any military in the world, any country, or you are currently serving in any military around the world, first and foremost, I want to say you're more than welcome here on the channel. I've got a soft spot for Marines because I am a former Royal Marines Commando. Those of you that don't know yet, I'm sure you do because I mentioned it enough times. Once a Marine, always a Marine, all that good stuff. I just want to say thank you to your service. Thank you for your service wherever you've served, and you're most welcome on the channel, guys. And everyone else, even if you haven't served, that's not a problem at all. The fact that you're here, you're supporting me, who is this, a service leaver, a veteran. I just want to say thank you for being here as well and creating such a dynamic community. Okay, and I really do appreciate this. So yeah, that's all points to note. Every 15-20 minutes or so, to save the hassle, because no one likes it. I get it. I do get it, guys. I watch a lot of content myself. I'm a massive fan of the Estonian soldier guy. I watch a lot of his streams, and you know, myself, I don't like it when I'm watching videos and I hear people say, please smash that like button all of the time. So I'm going to save you guys the hassle. I'm not going to be saying it all the time, but I will just put a 15-20 minute timestamp on that so you guys are aware of it. Every 15-20 minutes or so, I'll just be giving the old administrative points, making sure that you like, share and subscribe to the channel, because guess what, it really does help the channel grow, and it's the only way we can get the channel to grow in that respect is by asking you to press that like button, and it does cost nothing, and it's really easy to do. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening on today's stream, guys, and that's how we're going to do it. So we've got a lot of content coming your way, from news articles that's come out. I've got there's something on is a global conflict tracker which gives us loads of stats and stuff like that I'm going to be tapping into today. So quite a bit of literature to read, giving you some nice juicy stats and stuff like that. So we're going to get into that as well. And I don't need these headphones at the moment, actually, because I'm not listening to anything. So here we go. What else we got? Yeah, we just came back from the gym, actually, so we're nice and pumped, ready to go. And nothing like a Ferrero Rocher for a post-gym snack, guys. Right, as always then, let's start getting through these super chats, because you guys are the people that's making the channel full of content at the moment. So we've got one from Christian Barrigan, and thank you for that, buddy. You were saying, hey, you heard the talks with the Russians didn't go so well, and large amounts of Russian forces are on the way to Ukraine. What do you think is the next move? Well, I've heard mixed things from that, actually. I've heard that there's a lot of Russians being told fake news, basically. A lot of them have been told lies, from what I've heard, and there's a lot of them not really got a fight in them, because they think, well, what's the point of this? So there seems to be it seems to be distraction all over the place with Russia at the moment. I think there's a lot of them actually not really wanting to fight because they don't believe in the cause. Okay, they don't believe in the cause at the moment. So if that's the case, if you've got a military who doesn't truly believe in the cause, then you're going to have a lot of problems. Okay, you're going to have a lot of problems indeed. And just been reading through some of the stats, and we're going to get through those stats very, very soon. There's a lot of Russian casualties at the moment. So yeah, there might be strength in numbers, but they're struggling more than I thought. Okay, I don't think it's going as to plan as they would have expected. Nothing ever does in war situations anyway. No plan survives first contact, as we would say. Excuse me. But yeah, It's nearly 11:15 actually. How many people have we got? We've got about 250 in the chat now. Let's get those likes past 100, 200, and we'll get straight into this, guys. Let's get into the meaty bits now. Let's go. So, right, what's going on at the moment then? So I think we're gonna let's hit the west. Let's go from this region. Actually, we're not going to go straight into the Ukraine at the moment because there's been quite a few developments this side of the continent. So 4 hours ago, Shell said on Monday it intends to exit its joint ventures with Russia gas giant Gazprom and related entities following Russia's invasion of the Ukraine. So we're already seeing the effects of those sanctions come into play, guys. We're already seeing those effects coming into play. That's a notification from the Netherlands, so I don't know if that's where's this happening. Oh, by the way, guys, if you don't follow me on Twitter, go follow me, Commando Dit. That was today, actually, yeah. Shell said on Monday it intends to exit its joint ventures. That's big. There's a lot of money in that. I was watching something on Putin as well today, and President Trump, and he was talking about how this is one of the only times in the history of war that we know it where the person who has actually invaded a country is benefiting from the sanctions given to them. The oil prices have went up, and he is directly gaining from that. I think oil's up 130 odd, 150 a barrel it might be going up to. I mean, when you think about it, that's insane. From 30 when President Trump was in to over 100 a barrel. And that's as a direct result, he was saying, of this conflict. Never in the history as sanctions actually benefited the perpetrator. But it just seems to have went that way. But yeah, thanks to the last super chat. What was your name? Christian Barrigan. I appreciate that, and thank you for your question, buddy. I appreciate that. Right, so that's that from the Netherlands. Belgium, what are you saying? EU ambassadors will this afternoon discuss and likely adopt the swift sanctions on Russia and a big economic sanctions package on Belarus. Belarus is suffering big time for this because they facilitated the route into the Ukraine effectively, which is it's going to affect a smallish place in Belarus, and that's not going to look too good for them for the future, guys. Long term for Russia, this is more impactful for them, I think, than Putin actually first understood or intended. I didn't think it was gonna extend this far. Okay, I don't think it's going to be good for him because he knows it's not going to be good for him long term. It makes me think, will he pull the pin on the nukes? That's what I think. I think he's going to be like, well, what's the point? We're screwed pretty much now anyway. Right, what's Luxembourg saying? Got to be something to do with actually, it's not something to do with the gas prices. Luxembourg will send 100 NLAW anti-tank weapons, jeeps, and 15 military tents to Ukraine. Defense Minister Francois Bauche said it's also offering allied countries transport capacity on board of its A400M military transport planes. 100 NLAW anti-tank weapons in a country as big as Ukraine is it's not a massive amount. It's going to be an effective amount, don't get me wrong, but it's not a massive amount. I think the reason behind that is the fact that they're pretty much reliant on fuel from Russia. So they want to be careful what they're doing. A lot of countries we're seeing are being quite tentative at the moment with regards to what they're actually doing for that reason, because they know that that's where they get the fuel from, and they don't want to push too many buttons, because if Putin turns off the taps, there's going to be a lot of countries screwed big time, But troops, if you've just joined, we've only just started this really the past 20 minutes or so. So if you don't mind smashing that like button, it really does help the video out. So if everyone now can just hit that like button, it's going to help the video to increase its reach out. But thanks for stopping by, troops. It is a little bit earlier than than last night, but there's quite a few things that we need to cover on this as well. We had quite a good turnout yesterday, so thanks for stopping by. Let me know in the chat where you're actually watching this from, and let's get the discussion up as well, guys. I enjoyed it yesterday. Switzerland, right? What's Switzerland? FIFA will ban Russia and its teams, ejecting the country from qualifying for the 2022 World Cup only weeks before it was to play for one of the Europe's final places in the tournament. UEFA will join FIFA in issuing and honouring the ban. FIFA will ban Russia, ejecting it from World Cup qualifying. That's big. Right, where's that came from? What's the source? It's not loading anything on that one. Where is that? Ah, it's a tweet again. There's loads of tweets coming up on this. Oh, the New York Times. Right, what are people saying about this? Let's see what people are actually saying about this. Yeah, cool. 10 Gamers says, yeah, cool, but why didn't we have the same energy when 1 million people were killed in Iraq when America invaded? That's a touchy subject, that. But it has to be addressed, that. Actually, guys, if you want to... If anyone wants to put a... You don't have to put an answer on that, but you can put an opinion on that. What's the general consensus on that? What 10 Gamers just said there. No 8 Live, thank you for your kind donation, brother, and super chat. You're saying, keep it up, brother. Love the videos you put out. South Dakota, United States of America. Well, thank you, No 8 Live. I appreciate that, brother. And yeah, I just like to say a thank you to you guys at the end of the day. You're the ones that are making this community special, and all I want to do is not I don't want to give a different angle to the news. I don't want to be an alternative to the news. That's not my intention. All I want to do is the information that's out there is projected to those in a different fashion, in a different way. It's just a different method of giving you guys an insight as to what's going on there, and also allows you guys to interact back. So there's one thing watching the news on the telly, but you can't interact back. Okay, you can't say your thing back. There's an opportunity for you to let off a bit of steam, and let us all know how you feel about the situation, okay? Because at the end of the day, the truth comes out with the people's voices, really, you know, not necessarily the narrative. So that's all I'm doing here, is and it's quite fun, actually. That's why I've got over 400 concurrent viewers. Speaking on that, 252 likes. Let's get them up to 300, guys. What's Will Batista say, you're forgetting that the United States Congress voted 437-1 to go to Iraq. Yeah, let's not forget that, guys. It was overwhelming to go to Iraq, and that was basically based on the information at the time that was received. So yeah, we found out that the information there was wrong in a lot of ways, but that was the information nonetheless. And we went to war there. Unfortunately, lost a lot of lives, man, from many different countries, okay? Particularly the US and Great Britain. Terrible. All right, what's this person say? Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. A lot of people are actually comparing Putin at the moment to Hitler and his ways. What's your thoughts on that, guys? Stephen King, I don't usually post a picture of myself, but today is an exception. I stand with Ukraine. I think a lot of people stand with Ukraine. I can't understand his name. I don't know what that is, but he says, this is in regards to the FIFA ban. He says, I'm grateful to Romania for its significant contribution to the defence capabilities of our country. I'm grateful to those for supporting Ukraine's membership in the European Union. We feel political defence support of our partners. Yeah, I think there's a lot of love for Ukraine at the moment. There's an awful lot of love for the Ukraine at the moment, and rightfully so, I feel. Right, let's get back to this map. Right, so we've pretty much covered that side, actually. We're going to be getting closer to the Ukraine at the moment. Right, what area is that? regarding Putin's nuclear threat, German Foreign Minister Baerbock says they're taking serious. Well, of course, nuclear threats are going to be taken serious. That goes without saying. Like, who's not going to take a nuclear threat serious? That's what kind of news is that? But she calls on Russia to refrain from such escalatory statements. She calls on Russia. So let's just put that into... Let's just try and reenact what that is. So she's stated to Russia, please refrain from using such terminology. I mean, what kind of woman is she? Stating the obvious? I mean, that's bloody stupid. Please refrain from escalating these things in such a way. Well, you know, that's not going to work with a man like Putin. If it was that easy, I think we would have said, yeah, please don't invade Ukraine. Slovenia Foreign Minister Loga adds the threats are not going to stop anytime soon. I don't think they're going to stop anytime soon either, because they're working at this moment in time. You know? And we've got another super chat question. Annie Fossetti says Biden cut off exploratory and new leases for oil in the US the same week Putin invaded Ukraine based on climate cost. I am flabbergasted. Thoughts? Let me digest that a little bit. But Biden cut off exploratory and new leases for oil in the US the same week Putin invaded Ukraine based on climate cost. Did he? That doesn't make any logical sense as to why he would do that, though. I guess that's the reason you've brought that up. Thank you for the super chat question. I don't know what to make of that. I'll ask you back. What do you make of that? I know you're flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted. Maybe it hasn't got an answer. It's just a statement, and it's... The thing is, Biden is doing a lot of flabbergasting stuff. Things that are going to get you thinking. The oil situation at the moment is the one that's got me, and it was just off what President Trump said in terms of who the true beneficiary is of this and how that person is benefiting from the Ukraine crisis, and it's Putin. He's directly benefiting from this conflict. Never in the history have we seen that. It's crazy. Thank you for your super chat question, buddy. I appreciate that. Right, what else have we got here? 6 hours ago, this Polish Prime Minister warned that Russia may attempt an attack from Belarus down the inside of Ukraine's western border to block the country off with Poland, saying we must act quickly to deliver humanitarian aid. Right, so hang on a minute. Polish Prime Minister Matthias warned that Russia may attempt an attack from Belarus down the inside of Ukraine's west border. Let's have a look at this. So you've got Belarus, so we're talking down here, and this is Poland. Well, that would make, actually, so in terms of humanitarian aid, we've got a lot of people all over the place, fractured off from their homes and everything, using this west flank as a means to escape into Poland. And they are Ukrainian refugees now. And we've seen some terrible, terrible acts of racism, actually, on this. And we'll get into this a little bit later. If you want to start posting your questions very soon on that and your opinions, I'd like to hear from that. But some of the articles I've been seeing are absolutely terrible in terms of the direct racism. And I don't like to get into racial slurs and racial topics on this, because it's a topic that's quite a sensitive thing. But we need to call out it when we see it. And it was terrible what was going on in the in the refugee crisis there. It does make sense for Russia to put a big, massive flank attack on the western side of Ukraine, though, to block off. But if they did that, they'd probably be intervening in Poland, and Poland would maybe... I mean, if they're going to deliver humanitarian aid, that becomes a bigger crisis as well if you start interfering with that. But yeah, there's a big problem on that western border at the moment. Sorry, I'm missing some of these two super chats. Thank you, the Buzz CJC, for your kind donation. You say gas is high because of appeasing the woke Green New Deal leftists and has stopped domestic exploration and recovering, as well as stopping Keystone. Yeah, well, I can see why you would, not you would think that. I think many think that gas is high because of, it's to do with the whole, I mean, you've put it as woke Green New Deal leftists, and the exploration of gas needs to be stopped because of the whole electric carbon emission thing. I do get it. I mean, we are borderline. See, this is where we tinker in on fact and conspiracy, and the grey area in between is like, well, yeah, you're right with that, but at the same time, do you know what I mean? It's one of those guys where I'm on both sides, all right? We have to be realistic and understand that gas is necessary to keep our global economy running, but we do need to push further in other avenues to fuel our world. And fossil fuels is not the long-term, not even the mid-term way, but we have to accept that it's the way that's working right now. And there's going to be wars fought for the next 10, 20, 50 years over it still. So it doesn't make much difference, really. But we're coming up to 2300 UK time. So a few points of admin before we move into the next part of this. Troops, there's over 530 live concurrent viewers at the moment. Let's see if we can match that with likes. We've got 324. So just take a few seconds, have a sip of water, have a chill out. We'll get back to it. Just press that like button for me. As always, it does help me out. Thank you in advance for that. Thank you so far for the super chat questions. It really does help me out as a YouTuber, and I'd just like to say thank you for supporting the channel. I really do appreciate everyone's support so far. I appreciate you guys joining the streams and taking your time to speak to me and help me out, really. It's one of those things. And supporting Ukraine as well. I think the more we talk about this, the more we spread awareness on the situation out there, the better it can be for that region, okay? Because people take note of these streams, and people do get influenced by them, all right? It's not just me doing this. There's plenty of people out there doing it, and we do need to raise awareness of what's actually going on in the world so that people can, you know, not put up with crap anymore, because there's a lot of things going on in the world which normally tries to get covered up from our eyes. But if we can spread awareness on what's going on in Ukraine, everyone's up to scratch on it. I think it's going to be for the better, to be fair. But what do you think? We've got some regulars in the chat here. I can see you guys commenting below, so thank you guys for your comments. There's a lot of comments coming through, actually. So yeah, post your questions below, troops. Let's get the ball rolling. 411 likes. Wow, that's went right up there, guys. Thank you very much. Yesterday when we were streaming and we were talking about this, I did forget to bring my water jug, and my mouth was dry all night, man. But we're going to stay hydrated tonight. 556 people in the chat. Let's smash the likes. Let's see if we can get over 500, and let's get back into this. Boom. So we're going to do another half an hour or so on this map, and then we're going to go into we're going to speak about the statistics and stuff on the conflict in the Ukraine so far, because they're quite interesting, to be fair. Very interesting, and I actually got a shock with some of them, so that I'll look forward to in about 28 minutes or so, guys. Okay. Right, let's get that done. Okay, so what's going on in the south? 11 hours ago, so like midday UK time, Russian Mil M135 downed. Right, so this is getting juicy now. What's happened here?
разбившийся вертолет, который упал на близнецы. Так, Витя, ну уйди.
Wow, so that's bad. Russian mill, right? So they seem to be taking a lot of big hits in the air. Bear in mind they've got a strong air capability. The Ukraine have been fighting back pretty good, and that's due to the grit and determination of the Ukrainians. I'm quite impressed with them at the moment.
Капец, короче, грубый металл. Нормально. Боеприпасы, пулемет. Все дела, смотри, как хуярит. Нифига себе, смотри. Бам. Разлетелось, короче, все.
You know the sadness about this as well. We in these wars, right? We've always got the good, the bad, and the ugly, and there's always a good side and a bad side. But we just have to remember the difference between the good side and the bad side is the information that you've been given. You know, so Russia is wrong for invading Ukraine for so many reasons, but that doesn't mean to say that every Russian soldier is a bad guy. All right, they're just doing as they're told. Let's face it, 99.9% of Russian soldiers are probably doing that job just to pay the bills for the families at home. They've got families and kids and wives too, and husbands too. So the sadness of this is there's no real winners in war. Everyone's a casualty, and the fact that that Russian Mil M135 has been downed, it's a win for the Ukraine in a way, but it's also it's a loss no matter how you look at it, because we've got someone who's lost their life in there, right there, all right, in that wreck. Someone's lost their lives. Someone's son, someone's daughter, someone's husband or wife and father or mother is not going home now because of something that fundamentally is wrong. Doesn't matter what side you're on, it's either right or it's wrong, and this is wrong. So the casualties are all of the soldiers on the ground, all right, all of the soldiers in the air. There's not a bad side on this. There's just a bad political decision. That's the only thing. There's just the only thing bad is a decision and the person behind that decision. Now the entire military is not behind that decision. You know, does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense with that, guys. That's how I look at it anyway. Maybe I'm too I don't think you can be too empathetic, all right? I was in the military, I was in the Marines, so my empathy can be fluid in many situations, but I'm just being honest, speaking from the heart. I'm speaking from I'm a father now myself, and I think, wow, you know, Britain has been off the back of many bad political decisions throughout the past 1,000 years. We've never gotten it right every time. There's been some times where Britain has done things militarily that were wrong politically, but that doesn't mean to say the soldiers behind that political wrongdoing are bad. Does that make sense? So, you see where I'm coming from. The Russian soldiers are not the bad guys in this. They're just the people who's doing the bad job, the bad work for a bad decision. And that's where the true cost of this war come from. Same as in World War II, the German soldiers weren't bad guys. All right, it's did they do some atrocious thing? Of course they did, but it was the political decisions behind them that were bad. They were just normal guys most of the time, you know. But yeah, that's been downed in an outblast. That was 11 hours ago. That terrible, absolutely terrible loss of life. So 11 hours ago again, Russian Panzer S out of service seized. So it's seized. We're seeing loads of these little videos. That's the power of social media today. There's it's going to be very hard for countries to lie about what's going on because we can see it on social media. What's going on here? 3 hours ago, pretty recent. More from the nuclear plant in eastern Ukraine confirms Russian forces are nearby but have not entered the site. Director General Grossi stressing military action that could threaten the plant's safety and security must be avoided. Right, we've got no photos on that at the moment. Right, so where is that? So there's a nuclear plant right next to that. Where's that place? That's where it just came out of. It can't be there. Where we got here? Local defenders stop Russian troops on the way to that place.
Мужики, я снимаю видео. Перед мостом вони стали. Колонна встала перед мостом.
Alright, so they are actually coming. The Russian troops are on the way. So these defenders are ballsy as hell, man. They've got nerves of steel, troops. Trust me, nerves of steel. They're just down the road there. Look at this. That's got to be what? It's got to be like no more than 100, 150, 200 meters away. Yeah, those spikes on the road are not going to do much to stop these guys from entering. I've been hearing stories out there that the Ukrainians have been changing local signs and stuff. Have you seen that? Signs to like the directions to certain cities and stuff like that to confuse the Russians. I'm not sure if they've got smartphones and things like that, but yeah, I can see that hindering them for a short while, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a distraction for them. They've surely got smartphones and Google Maps, right? I mean, yeah. Right, that's pretty cool. Unless they've got weaponry, that's not going to stop them at all, guys, to be fair. What we got going on here? 12 hours ago, Ukrainian Defense Ministry, Russia's soldiers surrendered to the Ukraine army near the southeastern city. Wow. So near the southeastern, right? So Russian soldiers have surrendered. That just shows, man. Look, they've got this area here that they've pretty much got control of, and they're surrendering just outside of that. Logistically, Russia are poor. I think they've got a bit of fight in them initially with the heavy artillery and the strikes and stuff like that, but the soldiers haven't really got that much grit and determination at this moment in time, and that's due to the cause. If the cause isn't right, then they're not willing to fight. If the cause isn't right, they're not willing to fight. The guys aren't stupid. The people who are fighting these wars, they're not stupid, all right? They understand what's going on, especially when they get into the region. They see what's going on for themselves. They'll be like, what are we doing here? Why are we risking our lives? What for? What are we doing? Risking our lives for this? But strikes reported at the seaport airport, right? That must be, so them strikes reported, but that's near the area where that's near the area where they've actually the Russians have surrendered, or a contingent of Russians. 3 hours ago. Okay, that's right. Right, let's have a look at another War Gonzo video taken at the bridge crossing the Kalimus River on the eastern edge of Sartana, 14 kilometers northwest of downtown. Clear shelling of Sartana ongoing. So that was 3 hours ago. Right, let's have a look at this, troops.
Всем привет, это проект Варгонцы. Мы продолжаем рассказывать вам эксклюзивные и самые оперативные новости с Донбасского фронта. Этот мост между Толоковкой и Сартаной был взорван ВСУ буквально несколько минут назад.
If someone can translate what he's saying.
При отступлении он был, естественно, заминирован, чтобы затруднить продвижение группы.
Right, I can't understand what he's saying there, so there's no real point of that. Hey, Broken Ox 36, thank you for your super chat question. Moving around road signs, Looney Tunes tactics. Actually, more of a statement. Yes, I agree with you. Bit crazy, but it is the way it is at the end of the day. Thank you for your super chat, brother. And if you've got any more questions, then make sure to fire them in, guys. Let's get them. Let's get the questions in. If you have any, what's going on here? Ryan O'Farrell. Collated geolocations of RU ground presence in Ukraine. Incomplete and not comprehensive. Obviously, yeah. Cheers, buddy. Right, War Gonzo. I'm not too sure how effective War Gonzo is for information. Is it trustworthy or not? So we're not gonna look into that too much yet, guys. If you could let me know how War Gonzo is, I'm not too sure what it is. But we're quarter past the hour now, so troops, a little bit of admin. If you don't mind, if you've just joined us, thank you for stopping by. If you've got any chat, any questions you want to ask, or if you want to create a debate on something, a statement or anything, then make sure to get your super chat questions in. But before we do anything, guys, please like the video. It's all I want you to do is like the video, because it costs nothing, and it has the biggest impact on the channel, actually. So yeah, if you could do that, it would be very, very much appreciated. Hey, Daniel Hakanson, thank you for the 10 sec. Make sure you get a question in there or a statement, buddy. If you're going to be donating for super chats, I'd appreciate, if you added to the debate and created with a question. But regardless of that, thank you, buddy. But yeah, if you are going to donate like that, you might as well ask a question, But thanks very much. I appreciate that, dude. It's greatly appreciated, in fact. Right, so that's that War Gonzo guy. I've heard of him before, but I haven't really looked into it. This region's pretty much took now, isn't it? This region is screwed. It looks a little bit more quieter there, though. Right, what we got here 12 hours ago. A lot was happening 12 hours ago. Heavy clashes. Right, Telegram again. Right, I'm not bothered about Telegram. There's a lot of action going around here. What's going on here? Heavy clashes, yeah, okay. Heavy clashes. Right, this is just heavy clashes, right? Heavy clashes. Heavy clashes, yeah, okay. Right, so that's heavy clash central. Mayor of Kupiansk arrested? Who's he being arrested by? Translate this tweet. The mayor who surrendered the city to the occupiers was caught. This was reported on the air. Right, so he surrendered the city to the occupiers. Right, what's been said about this? I need this to be translated, though. Right, what's this say?
Добре, живой. Слава Україні! Ми слава Україні! Все буде добре. Правда за нами.
Дорогі наші.
I don't know what's going on there. A few more super chat questions come through, actually. Bullpup33. Hey, I remember you yesterday, I believe. Thank you for your super chat donation and question or statement. You are saying Putin thinking he was doing his Desert Storm, but it turns out he is getting the bag of the Bay of Pigs. Yeah, I don't think it's going quite as well as he intended. Yeah. Crypto Eon, thank you for your super chat. You're saying months of snow, poor rations will demoralize. I'm guessing you're saying anyone. Yeah, rations, snow, the weather, that kind of thing is a big thing on the infantry soldier. It's the very thing that's going to depress the life out of you guys. So if that is on the cards in the future, it's going to affect both sides' morale. Daniel Hackanson, thank you for the 10 sec, my friend. I appreciate that. Right, what's going on here? Right, this is, I can't actually, right, we're not going to go into that. I don't want to put anything that's too gruesome on there for obvious reasons, troops. We're not about that. Right, so he's been arrested. Actually, in fact, we've got another 10 minutes or so, then we're going to start to talk about something else at 1:30. But what we got on the super chats, we got Caleb Nostrum. Hey, buddy, thank you for your super chat question or statement. You were saying, wanted to say thank you for your service and all the amazing videos on YouTube. Love your content and always look forward to your videos. Well, hey, buddy, thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. I'm gratefully humbled by everyone who views the videos and smashes the like button and all of the donations and things like that. This is my full-time job now. This is how I put food on the table. So it makes me feel happy. It fills me with pride that you guys appreciate it. So thank you. All of the praise to yourself, buddy. I'm utterly grateful, and I genuinely mean that, guys. I hope you guys realize that. Wow, we've got 962 concurrent viewers in the chat. Thanks for being here, guys. Truly, I appreciate that, man. Right, 10 hours ago, there's a lot going on 10 hours ago. Red alert in Kharkiv. Aerial threat. Take cover. Okay, nothing coming out of that. Shelling target at Park House. Let's have a look at this. What? Right, so that's just a recurring video. Doesn't look like a massive explosion enough to scare you. Shelling target at Park House. Right, so that looks pretty bad there. Joe French, hey, thanks for the big super chat, biggest one of today, actually, I think. And you're saying thanks for being you. Oh, thank you, buddy. That's very much appreciated, Joe French. I appreciate that, brother. We got another one in from No 8 Live or Live. Thank you for your super chat question. You're saying, do you think the United States should intervene and defend Ukraine? This is we talked about that yesterday, actually. Do I think they should intervene? I think if they did intervene, it's at this moment in time, without Russia spilling into a NATO state, I think it would cause more harm than good. I think initially it would spark more tensions. It would really, really ramp the whole thing up. And, you know, I think forget about America's politics. Think about the soldiers. The soldiers of America have been hammered in war for the past 100 years. Absolutely hammered. They've been involved in loads of stuff. And I just don't think there's any... for me personally, I wouldn't want to see our American brothers put in another horrible situation where families have got to lose sons and daughters again. I just think... when do we cut this nonsense off? Do you know what I mean? I think if NATO gets actioned and NATO countries get directly threatened as a result of what's going on, then yeah, America's going to get involved anyway. But do I think they should get involved right now? I don't know. Is the question, is the answer. Hey, ZXXH3LL Bound XXZ, that's one hell of a name. Welcome to the Gendit Members Club. I look forward to chatting to you after the stream. I'm going to be posting some members-only questions and stuff like that. I look forward to chatting to you guys. So thank you for joining the club. And if you want to join the membership tab Link is in the chat description, guys. So welcome, buddy. I look forward to chatting to you very, very soon. Right, let's get this video off. Where's the next one? Where are we looking at? Explosions, yeah. Clashes in Buka. Snipers and tanks deployed. Right, what's going on? Where is that? Right, snipers and tanks deployed there. No, we don't want to look at that. We want to look around here. Right, in fact, let's... Oh, why is it doing that? Right, this has been like this all day, actually. Let's... We're going to see... Here we are, we're back in. Right, 2 hours ago, the UN expects 4 million refugees to flee Ukraine in the coming weeks. Over 520,000 have fled already, not counting the ones that went to Russia. What? Why would you get people going to Russia when Russia's invaded? What the hell? Why would you actually get Ukrainians fleeing to Russia? I don't get that. Hey, Shane Herco, thank you for your super chat statement. You saying, first time in the live stream, I really enjoy your content. Well, hey, thank you, buddy. That's what it's all about. And thank you very much for your kind super chat donation, brother. I really, really do appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing you very soon on the channel. I don't know how to pronounce that. Wyatt Anderson, hey, thank you and welcome to the Gendit Members Club. I look forward to speaking to you at some point in the very near future after the stream, buddy. I appreciate that. And welcome. Annie Fossety, welcome to the Gendit Members Club, brother. I appreciate you joining the club. And yeah, I look forward to speaking to you guys after the stream. Keep an eye out and make sure you turn the notifications on, because I'll be posting something after this with something pertinent from the stream. And let's have a chat about it, okay? And it'll be for members only. It's your little perk, okay, guys? But yeah, welcome to the club. As to Andrew Moorhead, welcome to Gendit Members Club, brother. I look forward to speaking to you guys very, very soon. Troops, if you can smash that like button. We've got over 1,000 concurrent viewers in the chat today. These streams are doing really, really, really well, guys. I'm really, really impressed. I'm glad that this is a direction for the channel. We were doing mainly reactionary content. I did feel as if there was a little bit more that I could offer in terms of giving my opinion on things. And I think we've kind of found that, okay, doing live updates on Ukraine. We will be going around the world with this as well, not just Ukraine, but Ukraine is pretty pertinent at the moment. So I think we're going to continue with this for obvious reasons, if that makes sense. So thank you guys for joining in. I really do appreciate you all being here. Heathen Ninox, thank you for the 50 sec, my Swedish brother. I just saw a video about British people with no combat experience planning on going to Ukraine to fight for them. What is your opinion on that? So actually, we're about 4 minutes early. That's what we're going to get into at past, but we might as well get into it right now. Here's my opinion on that. I just have to put myself in that situation because I am a British citizen. All right, I am no longer in the military. I'm a former military man. So I'm kind of the same as them who are volunteering, except I've got military experience, okay? And I was part of a formidable fighting force of that, not just a bog standard one, a formidable one. A really, really good outfit of men in the Royal Marines Commandos. I think it's very, very silly if you haven't got military experience to volunteer. It's honourable, but it's naive at best, okay? Very, very naive. And I don't think they've got a clue what they're getting themselves in for. And the guy who I've seen on the TV, although I commend him for opting and volunteering, I do also think it's a little bit of bragging rights. I think he's just going to go over there and he thinks he's just going to get involved, you know, fire a few shots and come back home. But I think he's going to be sadly mistaken when he gets there. He's going to be seeing some horrific things. He might not come back. It's a very real threat to his life. I think he needs to think wise about his fights that he's fighting. When I asked myself the question, right, would I go? I could technically go myself. I could technically go. I could take my phone, all right, and I could go over there. One, it would be good for content because a former Royal Marine doing this anyway. Can you imagine? I'd get millions of subscribers overnight by doing live reporting on the front line fighting for the Ukraine. But then I thought, well, is it my war? And then I've got this conflict of interest in my brain thinking, well, if it's not my war, whose is it? You know, because just because it's not my war, it's not affecting my people, it's affecting the Ukrainians. And it's affecting certain Russians and other people around the world. So whose job is it if the right honourable men don't stand up to fight? But then I'm looking into it this way. I'm not going to go anywhere until I see the political leaders of my country send their sons and daughters and send themselves to the front lines. Until I see that, until I see the people who are saying, yeah, I think we should let our citizens go and fight in the Foreign Legion for Ukraine, until I see them fighting on the front lines, instead of saying that it's okay for us to go, I want to see them volunteer. Once I see them volunteer, then I'm inclined to do the same myself. But until then, I don't think it's right that they're going to send volunteers from our country. All we need is one or two people from political parties to go, you know what, I'm going there. Just like Vitaly and Vladimir Klitschko, all right? Multi-millionaires. And one of them is the mayor of Kiev, all right? And they've given up all of that freedom and they're fighting on the front lines now. They're fighting on the front lines. So guess what? The people of the Ukraine are going to look up to their political leaders and go, if they can do that, well, I'm doing it as well. I'm following him to the grave potentially because the best of our society is doing it. All right? So until Britain, until the best of our alleged best of our society steps up to the plate, then they can't expect the lowest man to step up to the plate. The man who isn't going to be remembered much by people because of his status in life. Until I see people stepping up who've got status, who've got money, who can change the narrative of this war because of their political power, then I don't think it's right that people are going to volunteer. Does that make sense? I know that's quite a long-winded way to answer it. Hey, Bonnie Beatrice, welcome to the Gendit Members Club, my friend. I look forward to speaking to you very, very soon as a member of the channel. I appreciate that. As do I appreciate Master Blaster. That's a quality name. Welcome to the Gendit Members Club, brother or sister. I look forward to speaking to you also, guys. Troops, if you want to join as a member, the link is in the chat. You're not obliged to at all. I'm just happy to have you here. But if you can do anything today, just remind yourself to like that video. Smash the like button, sorry. Double check if you're subscribed. If you're not, hit the subscribe button and all of that good stuff. But past, yeah, we're going to talk about British. We've done the British element. I'm going to ask you the question now. 1,070 of you guys. And get your brains thinking a little bit on this, okay? And I want you to answer honestly. If we can get some questions in the chat. Would you volunteer to fight in the Volunteer Foreign Legion outfit in the Ukraine? And why? What would be your reasons behind it? What would be your reasons why you would join the cause in the Ukraine? What would be your main reasons? Bearing in mind what I've said about our political leaders needing to stand up, would you be in favour of yourself going to the Ukraine to fight for freedom or alleged freedom? Hey, Script, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, but the issue becomes someone has to be the bigger person, lead themselves into instead of being followers. I'm a Marine Corps veteran myself. Yeah, and first and foremost, Script, thank you for your kind super chat donation. Thank you for the fantastic statement. And also thank you for your service, brother. I've got a, you know, on the channel by now, guys, I've got a soft spot for military individuals, but specifically Marines, all right, me being one. So thank you for your service, brother. If it wasn't for people like you, you know, we wouldn't have role models in life. So, you know, although I am a Royal Marine, my role models are servicemen and women. Okay, so thank you for your service, brother. You are right in that the bigger person must lead themselves instead of being followers. But we must also remember not to be led into the dark. All right, we need to be careful of where we're being led, and think about this. This is an important thing that I've seen somewhere. I think Jordan B. Peterson was talking about this. All of these alpha males, alpha women who are volunteering, who've got strong genetics. Think about the lives that was lost in World War I and II. All of the strong genetics, all of the fantastic people, all of that, all of those strong-minded individuals with cast iron genetics. Think about all of those people that lost their lives and just were wiped out of the gene pool. Think about that. Humankind becomes weaker as great men and women suffer and lose their lives. They're taken out of the gene pool. It's an interesting topic to talk about that. We can elaborate on that further if you guys wish. But thank you very much for your donation, Script. I appreciate that, and I appreciate your service, buddy. Right, where are we at? I think we're going to take a look at the conflict in Ukraine. Global conflict tracker. Okay, it's pretty interesting. So according to this, and this was updated today actually, so the figures might have changed slightly over time. But it says more than 50,000 is the estimated number of casualties in Ukraine. Now, casualties is a term that gets used quite a lot in war, but it can be anything from, you know, a quadruple amputee to someone who's had a twisted sock. But nonetheless, 50,000 is a huge number. All right. 1.5 million internally displaced persons. Think about that for a second. It's a number, we'll pass it quite easily. We'll get over that with a sip of water, won't we? But not if we really think about it. 1.5 million internally displaced persons. Now just imagine the street in which you live in. I don't know, where I live, there might be 20 people in the street. 20. It's a pretty big street. All right, and if they were suddenly to evacuate their homes, I'd feel pretty lonely. All right, it would be noticeable. I would know that something's up. 20 people. 1.5 million people displaced. Think about your neighborhood. Think about your city being empty. You'd feel that. This is terrible. 280 miles length of front line. Think about that 3-mile run that you did. Think about how hard it was, how long it felt. Think about the pace in which you were running at. And then think about 280 miles. And that's just the front line. That's where man meets man, dagger and dagger, hand to hand, combat, weapon to weapon. That's where violence takes place. That's where bullets are fired. That's where people are killed, injured, maimed. That's where horrors are witnessed. That's where stories are created. That's where films are inspired. 280 miles of horror, of front line. It's not to be, these numbers are not to be just swiped over. They're to be digested. And we need to understand this is terrible beyond belief. Got a few more questions coming in. We've got one from Andrew Welsh. Thank you for your super chat, brother. I appreciate that. Your question is, how does someone convince an entire military to do objectively the wrong thing? Information. You control the information. You control the mindset of the person. Segregation. You segregate the individual. You limit the information in. You limit the information out. You create the narrative. And then you hammer that narrative home with threats of violence. It's what bullies do. How does someone convince an entire military to do objectively the wrong thing? How does an abused partner stay in a relationship for 20, 30 years and just not leave? They could just walk away. Why does the partner not do that? Just get the keys and walk away. You got no ties. Why have you stayed when there's so much abuse? Because it's control and it's manipulation and it's horrible, horrible isms of mankind. Subtle ways of doing it. All right. And certain governments and certain individuals around the world know this too well. So how does someone convince an entire military to do objectively the wrong thing? Control through force, control through violence, control the information in, information received, creates a perception that might be false. That's it. Simple as that. And that's why we're seeing a lot of the Russians now turning back and retreating or surrendering. Because as soon as they've been taken out of their control zone, i.e. Russia, and they've been into the war zone Ukraine, they've seen a different side. They only have to see a little bit of that side. They only need a little bit of information to go, the penny's dropped. We got this wrong. I don't want nothing to do with this. I want to go back home to my family. And we're seeing that, guys. We are seeing that happen right now. Great super chat question, Andrew. Thank you very much for your kind donation, brother. Just seen a one from George as well. Gregor Utan Arma. That's a cool name. Thank you for your super chat donation. You're saying Sweden has been kind of threatened by Russia, and Swedish armed forces posted that we will see Swedish forces on the streets and to not reveal their positions. Hope all us do our parts. Wow. If that's the case, it makes me worry even further, because I've got a personal liking to the Swedes. They've had to suffer a great deal in the past with regards to Russia and stuff, so I wouldn't like to see it escalate for Sweden personally. I know we've got a lot of Sweden fans on the channel, a lot of followers on the channel from Sweden, so yeah, let's hope that doesn't escalate in that way, actually. Sweden has been kind of threatened by Russia. In what way have they been threatened? Let me know below. I would be interested to hear your thoughts on that. Hey Joe Moore, thank you for the 99 cents. I appreciate that, brother. Make sure you get a question in there next time. Right, cool, troops. Let's get back into this. So, where are we? Recent developments. The armed conflict in Ukraine first erupted in early 2014 and quickly transitioned to a long stalemate, with regular shelling and skirmishes occurring along the front line that separates Russia and Ukrainian-controlled border regions in the east, since Russia launched a full-scale military invasion into Ukraine on February the 24th, 2022. Fighting has caused over 100 civilian casualties and pushed tens of thousands of Ukrainians to flee to neighbouring countries, including Poland, a NATO country where US troops are preparing to offer assistance. So it is escalating in that respect for the inclusion of the US into the war. It's going to be interesting to see how that materializes further, because, like I say, the United States getting into this war via whatever means, I think initially will cause more harm than good. Not harm, it will just escalate things further. It'll be a tricky one. We'll have to see how that develops, guys. I'm in two minds about that. I'm sure America would be as well. In October 2021, Russia began moving troops and military equipment near its border with Ukraine, reigniting concerns over a potential invasion. Commercial satellite imagery, social media posts, and publicity released intelligence from November and December 2021 showed armor, missiles, and other heavy weaponry moving towards Ukraine, with no official explanation. By December, more than 100,000 Russian troops were in place near the Russian-Ukraine border, and United States intelligence officials warned that Russia may be planning an invasion for early 2022. In mid-December 2021, Russia's foreign ministry issued a set of demands calling for the United States and the North Atlantic Treaty Organizations to cease any military activity in Eastern Europe and Central Asia, to commit against further NATO expansion towards Russia, and to prevent Ukraine from joining NATO in the future. I mean, how can they try and prevent them from joining NATO? What kind of stupid threat is that? You know, we've had another super chat in. Apologies, where are you? Sean Tyrell, thank you for your super chat, and you're saying thank you for your updates. Stay safe, brother. It's a pleasure to update you guys on this. It truly is. It's a pleasure. It's the least I can do. If I'm not out there with a weapon system defending the Ukrainians, at the very least I can do is defend them by giving true information, or at least my true opinion on the situation. That's all I'm doing, guys. I'm just trying to spread awareness. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. John Aguiar. Thank you for your super chat donation. You saying thoughts on the Ghost of Kiev, the fighter pilot who became an ace pilot in the day. We spoke about him yesterday, actually. I did a little bit more research on him today. Testament to the person, to the type of person that that Ukrainian military recruits. Every now and again, you get special people come forth in the military, and he is a special person. It's as simple as that. He is one of those special people. Legend, and like I said yesterday, I believe that they will create a film on him in years to come. You watch, the Ghost of Kiev will be a film one day, guaranteed. Thank you very much for that donation. I appreciate that. The United States and other NATO allies rejected these demands and warned Russia they would impose severe economic sanctions if Russia invaded Ukraine. The United States sent additional military assistance to the Ukraine, including ammunition, small arms, and other defensive weaponry. In early February 2022, US President Joe Biden ordered around 3,000 US troops to deploy to Poland and Romania, NATO countries that border Ukraine, to counter Russian troops stationed near its border with Ukraine and reassure NATO allies. Satellite imagery showed the largest deployment of Russian troops to its border with Belarus since the end of the Cold War. Pretty big escalation. Negotiations between the United States, Russia, and European powers, including France and Germany, did not result in a resolution. They never normally do, to be fair. While Russia released a statement claiming to draw down a certain number of troops, reports emerged of an increasing Russian troop presence at the border with Ukraine. In late February 2022, the United States warned that Russia intended to invade Ukraine. In late February, we've seen it happen now. Citing Russia's growing military presence at the Russian-Ukraine border, Russian President Putin then ordered troops to those areas, separatist regions in eastern Ukraine partially controlled by Russian-backed separatists, claiming the troops served a peacekeeping function. I mean, he's been a bit cheeky, wasn't he, when that happened? I remember when he actually mentioned that he was trying to claim the troops served a peacekeeping function. We all knew that he was just bluffing and telling lies, so to speak. Hey, Race Kelly, welcome to the Gendit Members Club, my friend, and thank you for considering becoming a member. I appreciate it. If anyone else wants to become a member, the link is in the chat, guys. Just press that button. And Race, look forward to speaking to you post-stream. I'll be posting the comments so you guys can lead the discussion in a private chat, so to speak. So I look forward to speaking to you very, very soon. And hopefully you guys can all interact together as members. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. Real with Robo with the super chat stating American warriors' blood shouldn't be in question unless it is about our freedom, not anyone else's. I support our warriors, not the war. You know what? I couldn't have put it better. This is what I was trying to say the other day, the other moment, actually. I support the warriors on the front line over there too, but not the war. I couldn't have said it better. I'm the same. You know, it's the people, because it's the people who suffer. The people who suffer no matter what. It shouldn't be that way. Yeah, I'm with you. American warriors' blood shouldn't be in question unless it's about your freedom. It has to be about your freedom. Is it directly at threat? And would your freedom be at direct threat if you guys got involved, I think it would be more at threat, potentially. At this stage, anyway. Great super chat, Real with Robo. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Hey, John Pappas with the $2. Make sure you get a question in there next time, buddy. I appreciate the super chat. Ericsson with the 100 sec. Thank you for that. Blimey. Thank you, buddy. Your super chat states, hello, Jen. Sorry for the late turn in here. I'm currently serving as a Swedish heavy machine gun soldier. I'm following very closely. Thank you for the stream. Ericsson, first and foremost, thank you for your continued service. And brave, heroic service, especially with the threat from Russia at this moment in time. You guys are the reason I'm doing this stream for. You guys are my heroes. So thank you, buddy. I was a heavy machine gunner when I was in the Royal Marines. That was my first ever mini specialization, so to speak. I was a light machine gunner, LMG, and then I was a heavy machine gunner, GPMG. So I know your job. I know how hard it is. I know the weight is crushing on the shoulders, and you are very, very useful in a fighting section and troop. Very, very important role, that. So yeah, it's a dangerous role for a dangerous man indeed. And I appreciate you for being here. Thank you, buddy, for that. Kebab Kungan, thank you for the 55 sec. We've got loads of Swedish people on the streams at the moment. I appreciate seeing you guys here again. Troops, if we can get over 1,000 likes, we're nearly at it. We've got 53 likes to go. Just press on the like button. It really does help this channel to grow beyond your wildest dreams. So if you can just swipe down, takes 2 seconds. It costs nothing, guys. Smash that like button, double check. You're saying Russia is threatening Sweden because of NATO and by sending arms to Ukraine. I think NATO signed an agreement not to expand to Russia's border in 2004. Russia is threatening Sweden because of NATO? Or because Sweden is sending arms to the Ukraine? And Sweden is vulnerable for attack in the same way as Ukraine is. That's what I was saying, guys. These other countries have to be careful with what they try to do in terms of helping the situation, because they might actually be making the situation worse for themselves. And this is how world wars start. Scary, scary times indeed, guys. Thank you, Kebab Kungan, for your super chat. Fantastic. What else have we got? We've got Dark Light Dominican. Thank you for your super chat. You're saying good content, G. Putin is currently 69 years old. How many years of life do you think he has? Is Putin 69? Putin's not 69. Is Putin 69 years old? Hang on a minute. Let me... How old is Putin? He is 69 years old. He was born the 7th of October, 1952. You're right. I didn't believe you for a second there. Putin's old, man. He's old as shit. Nah, I never thought he was 69 years old. He looks well. I mean, he should be stressing. He's probably psychopathic, so... He's not going to age through stress, is he? Pit Viper, thank you for your kind super chat. You're saying, should do a reaction video to Christopher Scott Kyle, legendary sniper with Navy SEALs, made a movie about him, American Sniper. They did make a movie about him being American Sniper and having the most confirmed kills, I believe, or something like that. It's actually fake news. The most confirmed kills from a modern day sniper is actually a Royal Marines commando. And you probably won't know his name. I can't remember his name, and even if I did, I wouldn't be sharing it, because I actually served for a very short period of time in a small troop whilst I was just about to do a specialization course. So I had to go back to the Commando Training Center for a short period of time, where I met this guy who had tattoos all over his arm and looked like a pretty normal guy. And then I found out his story and realized that, it wasn't the Americans then. It was a British Royal Marine. Who actually had that number in modern day history anyway. And that's one of those things where you wouldn't know unless you served in the military. So, hey, thanks for that, buddy. I appreciate your super chat. What else have we got? We've got a few more, actually. James Anglim, thank you for your super chat. You're saying US Marine to British Marine. No opinion on the matter yet, but I love the content. Either way, buy a pint on me. Cheers, brother. Hey, James Anglim, hey, thank you very much. I really do appreciate the support and the fact that I've got Marines and service personnel in the chat. It really does solidify my reasons for wanting to do this in the first place. All I wanted was support from, if I could get support from the people that I used to pertain to, i.e. the military and the Marines, then I'm a happy guy, okay? Because it's like getting accreditation from your own family. When they give the thumbs up, you feel extra proud, and yeah, that makes me proud, brother. And from me to you, I just want to thank you for your service, brother. And once a Marine, always a Marine. Semper Fi and per mar per terram. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that so much. Def Tony says, thank you for the super chat, by the way. Def Tony says, how do you feel about sanctions? I'm saddened to see civilians who never supported war struggling from a tactic that rarely prevents physical action. How do you feel about sanctions? I'm saddened to see civilians who never supported war struggling from a tactic that rarely... Yeah, right, I get where you're going with that. So what you're saying is the sanctions currently imposed on Russia, or the sanctions that could be imposed on Russia, is only really going to affect the people of Russia, not necessarily the tyrants who are making the decisions. So I think sanctions in some way are inhumane, in some ways. What we need is direct, I mean, I don't know what the answer would truly be, but if there's a way of sanctioning the individual policy maker, the individual decision maker, which I don't even know what that looks like. I mean, a trial for start, you know, for war crimes. But how do you get how does that happen? Again, it brings us back to this constant circle. It's only the people who suffer. People always suffer. And it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible that that's just the way it is. It shouldn't be that way, you know? Sanctions, well, at this moment in time, some of the sanctions are only putting more money into Putin's pocket. Look at the oil situation and the gas situation. It's just putting more money into his pocket. The price of the oil and gas has went up since this, and the person who's invaded is benefiting from it. How stupid. Guys, we could talk all night about that. Thank you for your super chat, buddy. Johnny Pappas, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, regarding those who fled to Russia, there are many in Ukraine who identify as ethnic Russians. Some don't even learn Ukrainian skills. Yeah, so I get that. So basically the Russians who... Those who have fled to the Russians are ethnically Russian, so they've just went back to the motherland, so to speak. That's what you're saying, right? Yeah, I can understand that. And let's face it, they'd probably prefer to be on the team of the bad guys, knowing that they're not going to get persecuted as a victim of war if they stay. So I can understand that. And fear does a lot of things to people, all right? Fear changes people, guys. Okay, it makes you do some crazy things. Anyway, let's get back to this little statement. Thank you for the super chats, guys. Actually, we've got quite a few more super chats. Sorry, I need to get back to the super chats. We got Papa Teasy. Thank you for your super chat. You're saying, how do you think this all ends? Do you think Putin actually sends nukes? Viewer from Texas, love your concierge. Thank you, brother. I think I've seen you in the comments before, Papa Teasy. How do I think this all ends? I think Russia loses in some way, shape, or form. I do actually think Putin's going to use a nuke, but not in the capacity in which people think in our heads. We just think, all-out nuclear war. I don't think that's going to happen. I think if any nukes are going to be dropped, Putin's just going to do it in Chernobyl. I don't think it's going to be a big nuclear warhead. I think it's going to be a relatively small one. He's going to do it in the impact area of a already affected nuclear affected area, i.e. Chernobyl. You know, obviously we all know what happened there with the nuclear disaster. So that's where I think he'll do it. It's going to have minimal impact on many people, apart from the weather. That's going to push the nuclear fallout east or west, or depending on where the weather formations push it. But that's what I think you'll do, because who's going to respond to that? And it shows everyone else his intentions and his words are a lot more meaningful than we would like to think. Does that make sense? What do you guys think about that anyway? I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. Do you think he has the capabilities of actually sending nukes in? Let me know what you think about that. But thank you, Papatizzi, for the super chat. Great question. Ericsson with the 50 sec. You haven't actually got a question to turn that, but thank you very much, buddy. I always appreciate it, brother. Thank you, my friend. What else have we got here? I'm missing a few. Joe Moore with the 99 cents. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Make sure you get a question in there next time. I think you're trying to put a question, but it's not working. The real Slim Shady. Hey, we've got Eminem in the house, guys. You're saying slight update to the Chris Kyle thing. Chris Kyle has the most confirmed kills of any American sniper. I believe a Swedish or Norwegian sniper has the record. Yeah, Simo here has the most, has the record. But we're talking about Chris Kyle said he was the most confirmed of any American sniper, but that wasn't the original narrative. It was in Afghanistan. They tried to take that claim, but then it came out that actually it was a Royal Marine. In fact, let me show you. Let me show you this. I'm gonna get this article. This is interesting. Right, let me show you this. There we go. So, if you guys can see that, 173. A Royal Marine is the world's deadliest sniper. It was claimed yesterday, and this was in 2015, after he was alleged to have killed more than 90 Taliban insurgents in one day. And you guys don't know that story. The corporal's toll of 173 confirmed kills beats the record of 160 by Chris Kyle, the US Navy SEAL depicted in the Oscar-winning nominated American sniper. So, who has the most sniper kills as a sniper is Simo here, as I said, 505. But think about this for a modern day. This is just in one war. All right, I think this was just in one tour as well. Incredible, guys. But yeah, thank you for that. And let me know, did you guys know that about the British Royal Marine? I actually worked with this guy, and I don't know him personally at all. I'm not going to be that guy and be like, oh yeah, I know him. But I was in the same troop as him in a non-soldiering capacity for a very, very limited time. In a nutshell, I knew who he was. I brushed shoulders with him. That was it. Does that make sense? It's pretty cool when you think about it, though, out of all of these people. KCB, thank you for your super chat donation. You're saying the American warrior never scoffed at fighting for those who can't defend themselves. We don't want to exaggerate things on a world stage, agree? I agree with that. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. You don't want to exasperate things on a world stage. Hey, I've got nothing more to say that. I agree. Guys, do you agree? Do you disagree with that? Yeah, I agree, guys. Right, let's switch back to this screen for the time being, because we're getting quite a few questions coming through. I like to answer these super chat questions, one, out of respect. Hey, let's not beat about the bush. You've paid money to ask a question, so it's my duty to answer that question as honestly and truthfully and as passionately as I possibly can. So that's what I'll do. So before we go any further, actually, we're quite a bit into the stream now. I just want to say, guys, thank you for stopping by. You don't know how much it means to me to have a community this big. You know, I might come across as quite extrovert in my mannerisms, but internally I'm an introvert. And this is one of the only ways where I can truly exaggerate not being an introvert. Okay, and interacting with a screen and a camera is quite therapeutic for me. So you guys are helping me out an awful lot by that, because I would find it quite hard to interact with 858 people, as is the current live viewers in real life. So thank you guys. Make sure you like the video. Let's see if we can get to 1,500 likes. Share this content as well. It actually takes 2 seconds to share, so you'd be surprised at how much that helps me as well. It's something that I've been on streams before and people have asked to do and I haven't done, but when I have done it, I've literally seen the views go up when I've done it. So if you could just press that share button, share it via WhatsApp or Facebook or whatever, you'll see, if you do it, you'll see the views literally pop up if you were to do that anyway. So if you could do that, I would super appreciate that, guys. But anyway, back to the chat and the questions. What have we got? Real Slim Shady, I've answered yours. Casey B, yeah, that was a good question too. What else have we got here, guys? Oh, we got loads. Sorry, guys, I need to catch up on these super chats. The next one belongs to Darnell McCoy. You're saying, I believe the world will get involved in this war. Yeah, I think we already are. I mean, the fact that Britain has released a statement stating that it's fine for British citizens to go and defend the Ukrainians and join the Foreign Legion over there, I think that says it all. If Britain's doing it, then the rest of the world will follow suit with that. I generally believe that. Thank you for your super chat, Darnell. I appreciate that, brother. Brian Rayborn, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, Texan here. Texans are hard SOBs. Texans are literally every military man in America. Most of you guys are Texans because you're all gun-ho and like to fight. You're all tough as boots, man. The Texans are like the equivalent of Scottish people, I think, in the UK. You're hard as nails. You're saying, just found your channel last night and watched your past comparison videos. Very interesting. Concerned for Russia protesting in their own country. Thoughts on how they'll be treated? That's a great question, that, Brian. I've watched something on that as well. It might have been a news article today. I don't know if it's propaganda by our media to be able to make us feel as if the Russians are truly against it, but it's going to be hard to fake that, isn't it? And I just get the feeling that Russians don't actually want this. They don't want the trouble. All right, they're already under so much stress just being in that country under the regime it is. The world's so interconnected now as well. It's easy to see how the others live. I think they're looking at that and going, can we just be left alone? We don't want this kind of struggle. I think they'll be dealt with harshly from the powers that be, irrespective of how this war ends. But if there's enough of them stand up for themselves, everything will collapse. That's what I think. I think they'll be treated harshly. We see it happen in these areas, don't we? They'll be treated harshly. It'll not be thought of good, but we just need enough of them to stand up. We need them to continue to stand up and fight as well. You know? Great question, Brian. If anyone else wants to answer that below, you're more than happy to... you're more than welcome to comment on that, guys. Annie Fossity, thank you for your super chat again. You are asking, you're stating, it's just been reported Russians dropped a vacuum bomb thermobaric on Kraken. No, you're kidding me. Where's the source on that? Give me an article or something, Annie Fossity. I want to look at that. In fact, I'm going to look that up now. If that is the case, that's going to be... Them vacuum bombs are horrendous, guys, by the way. What they do to people is no one's business, mind. No one's business at all. They are horrific. They suffocate those who, if you didn't explode from it, you're gonna suffer. You're not going to be able to breathe in a nutshell. I'd rather not get into that. Curtis Reynolds, thank you for I think that's the biggest super chat of the night. Wow. Thank you, dude. Wow. Thank you. I'm humbled by that. Curtis, thank you. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that so much. You're saying, God forbid Putin uses a nuke. Pretty much every nation with nuke capability will be just itching to nuke him. And that's a scary thing to consider. Yeah, and that is a scary thing to consider, because if he does utilize it in any way, the rest of the world's going to go... And the fallout alone everyone's going to be affected by that. No one gets away. No celebrity, no one with money, no one with power, no one with contacts. It all goes down the pan. Kaput. Thank you for that, Curtis. I appreciate that. Fantastic. Right. Kid Diggity. Thank you for that kind super chat. You're saying I'm not downplaying the tragedy of war or the motives and desires of the Eastern European countries, but this is all just another round of hungry hippo being played out between NATO/America and Russia. I know what you mean with that. It's just a shame that the hungry hippo is involves lives, real people, all of that stuff. That's the real tragedy here. But I agree. I know where you're going, and you're not downplaying it at all. What you're trying to do is make sense of it with a different, with a metaphoric statement. When you put it like that, it makes it pretty easy to understand. And you're right. It's chess. It's terrible. There's no way to put it. K Diggity, I appreciate your statement and your super chat, brother. Thank you. Young Lord says, second ID OIF vet here. Ukraine fall. Putin will invade in Central Asia. Who can save Central Asia? This is my biggest fear. I hope Ukraine survive. Many different statements and that. Thank you for your donation. Do you think Putin will invade Central Asia? I personally don't think he'll invade Central Asia. No, I don't think he'll invade Central Asia. I think if anyone's going to invade anywhere within those regions, it's going to be China. We've already seen how they're acting with regards Taiwan. I was actually meant to do a stream in the afternoon on Taiwan, but this website that I'm using for the live map updates was actually down. So if we can get on tomorrow in the afternoon, I will do so at some point. Troops, if I was to do this, but on a different country or region regards China and Taiwan, at like 3 o'clock UK time, would you guys be available to watch that as well during the day? Maybe do 2 of these streams to want to cover another part of the world. Because if you are, I will live stream during the day as well. Let me know in the comments. Just put a thumbs up in the chat if you would be up for that, just so I can get a general understanding of the numbers. Because if there's enough numbers to do it, I will cover a different area, because I've been wanting to cover Taiwan and China for a few days now. Thank you, young lord. I appreciate that, buddy. We've got a few more chats coming in here. Sorry, guys. Thank you for your service, by the way, young lord. I appreciate that, buddy. Welcome to the channel as well. KCB, thank you for the donation. Make sure you get a question in that, buddy. Anthony Marino, thank you for your super chat. Question, you're asking, do you think Putin will be able to survive politically after all of this? No, he can't survive politically after this. And maybe the age thing comes into it. Maybe he knows something about himself that we don't, health-wise. It says a lot to do this at this stage in his life. No, he can't survive politically after this. I don't think Russia will want him in power. I don't think he'll himself want to be in power. How can he be in power after this? How can he be in power after this? Answer me that. How can he actually, in fact, Anthony, I'll ask you that. How can he survive politically after this? If you can give me a good enough reason, or anyone else a good enough reason below, I'm willing to consider it. At this moment in time, I don't think there's any reason to consider that he will survive politically after this. No. Darnell McCoy, thank you again, buddy. You're saying this really shows how old Russian gear really is. Yeah, Russian gear is really old. So the numbers and stats and stuff with regards to Russia are one thing, but we need to look at how archaic some of the kit and equipment is. That's the thing that we need to consider here, guys, okay? Def Tony, thank you for your super chat. You're stating, I don't think the way Russia treats protesters is propaganda. I can't even find a conspiracy theory that says, let alone proof. That's a real good point, actually, that you make there. Thank you for that, brother. I appreciate your super chat. KCB, again, thank you. You were saying fought with the English and RC South. Tough sons of bitches. Well, hey, Casey, thank you for your service, my friend. Thank you for your service. That's all I can say, brother. You're welcome to this channel anytime. If you want to become a member so we can chat after this, you're more than welcome to become a member, buddy. Link is in the description for the memberships, guys. Packers DNA with the massive super chat. Thank you for that, buddy. And you're saying, I'm so tired of war. My husband deployed multiple times over his 20 years in the US military, and our son has deployed twice in the last 3 years. I fear he could end up fighting in this mess too. Well, Packers DNA, wow. I think yours is the first perspective on this from a female. And welcome to the channel as well. I want to get more females on the channel to get a different perspective. If you're a female watching this, I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your perspective. Thank you, DNA, Packers DNA, for enlightening me on that. I'm not just going to thank you and your husband for his service of 20 years, but I think it needs to be respected that the wife of the service veterans have done a service as well, a service to our country by serving the husbands who have served. And in many cases, I've seen that the wives have, some cases, a harder time, all right? What would you rather do? Cool stuff with the military or be at home supporting that person while they're away for months on end, keeping the family together? I know it's a hard job as well, so thank you for your time, allowing your husband to serve his country. Thank you to your son's service as well. Yeah, I fear that he could end up fighting in this mess. And there's a big part of me doesn't want that to happen, especially when you put a spin on it like that, when you putting your information on. There's real adults behind this with real sons and daughters and experiences. We've got one in the chat right now. Welcome to the channel, Packers DNA, and thank you for that insight, my friend. What else have we got? We've got quite a few, actually. Need to catch up with these, and then we can get back to reading the rest of this article, guys. Dark Light Dominican again with the super chat. Thank you. You're saying he would not survive. I agree. We're referring to Putin on that. So Putin would not survive. You agree on that. If the world opens the door to Putin, if the world opens the door to Putin again, it would look really bad on the West. I agree. I think it shows that people can get away with quite literally murder. So I don't think it looks good for anyone in that respect. Yeah, I don't think Putin survives politically after this. It's game over right now. Quite a dark place to be for him. And when you're in dark places, you're capable of doing dark things. So maybe we haven't seen the worst of him yet. What do you think on that as a question, guys? Get some answers in the chat. Hey, Dana Bain, thank you for your super chat donation. I appreciate that. Real with Robo again with the super chat. You're saying, do you think it's a good thing that Putin doesn't stay in power? Remember Gaddafi and the crazy that made. By the way, hubby says Semper Fi. Marine vet. Hey, thank you to your husband's service, and thank you to supporting your husband through that service as well. Again, I've reiterated that point a few moments ago. Do I think that it's a good thing that Putin doesn't stay in power? I think the difference in Russia and the difference with regards to Gaddafi and Libya is we already had a lot of disfractured groups who wanted power. And we got to remember in some of these Middle Eastern countries and these African countries, we see groups of 20, 30 people wanting power of the local city. You know, they're not really wanting power of the country. There's loads of disfractured groups of basically student rebels with weapon systems wanting to have a little bit of power to control drugs, to control street trades and all sorts. Very different dynamic in these areas. We're not really seeing that kind of struggle in Russia, although be it gangs and stuff like that. Gangs operate independent of politics in Russia anyway. So it's very different. All right, it's very different. Do I think it's a good thing that Putin doesn't stay in power based on those differences? I do think it's a good thing that he doesn't stay in power, yes. I do think it's a good thing. I get what you're saying with Gaddafi, but very different makeup of people and the way they do things in Libya and those areas anyway. Does that make sense? Nitro Dragon, have you seen the video of a two-man Ukrainian Special Operation Force team taking out a T-72 with AT launchers? Third position on our combat footage is SFW. No, I haven't. I might watch that after this, though. Thank you for your super chat donation, brother. Dustin H again with the super chat. You're saying, do you think there may be possible low-key SF solutions to deal with Putin? To be deliberately vague about it. Yeah, we have to be vague on such matters, I think, for obvious reasons. I think it would be naive to think the opposite. Let's just leave it at that, I think. To be deliberately vague about it, Dustin. Does that make sense? Right, what else have we got? Thank you, Dustin, for your super chat. Hey, Curtis Reynolds with the joint first highest super chat donation. Wow. You're saying the fact that Russia hasn't attained air superiority in over 5 days and that he's threatening nuclear already this early in the conflict says a lot about their level of technology. It does, and it says a lot about their plan. I think he was expecting to steamroll through with the air superiority, but it just goes to show. I was talking about this in the first ever stream we did. Listen to what I'm about to say. Listen to this. Think about this. You've got a phone. An iPhone 12 Pro. When we're talking about technology, all right, we're not talking about guerrilla warfare. We're talking about two militaries who are technologically advanced. Now, let's just say we're talking, metaphorically speaking, this iPhone 12 Pro, okay, is the Russian aircraft. And then you've got the iPhone 13 Pro, the Ukrainians. The technology improvement in this is minimal. But it only needs to be minimal to completely outperform the iPhone 12 Pro. It completely outperforms it in every way because of its minimal technological advancement. So we don't need a lot. It just needs to be a tiny bit better technologically to be superior to the other craft. And that's what we're saying. We're saying superiority, slight superiority in technology, and we are overwhelming the less technologically advanced weapon systems and crafts and vehicles. And that's what we're seeing take place right now. Does that make sense? Maybe you guys can add a little bit of meat onto that bone as a question, as a statement. Do you understand where I'm going with that? We're not fighting the Taliban, who didn't have any technology whatsoever. We weren't fighting technology with them. Technology doesn't beat them. Morality, grit, determination, guile, culture, generational war, upbringing within war. You can't beat that. But when we're fighting tech on tech, the one that's slightly better wins every single time. It outperforms it. Great question, Curtis. Thank you for that, buddy, and thank you for your massive super chat donation. Darnell McCoy says, I served not just for my country to have peace and freedom, but for all who desire peace around the world. Thank you for all who have served. Hurrah. Hey, thank you, buddy, for your service, and I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. And welcome to this channel, buddy. Become a member, man, so we can speak after this. The membership tab is in the link in this actual video, guys, in the chat. So click on that, become a member. Ross Baker, thank you for the kind donation, buddy. I take it you're from the United Kingdom with that £. You're stating the vacuum bomb story on Sky News, routers, etc. Right? Okay, I'll have a look at that. I might actually have a look at that on the stream, to be fair. Actually, Curtis Reynolds, I've just seen that you've donated twice, 2 massive 50s. Thank you for that. Your first one said, God forbid Putin uses a nuke. Pretty much every nation with nuke capability will just be itching to nuke him. Yeah, thank you for. I've just realised you've dropped a 50 twice. Thank you for that. Master Blaster says, great stream. UK and others are providing arms. Yeah. Will Putin be watching for these crossing the border? What's to stop the Russians taking these out as they cross? I guess Ukraine army would need to collect as we cannot enter. Yeah, I think in terms of logistics, I think it wouldn't just be the Ukraine who's providing services on logistics. If other countries are going to be providing support, be it civilian or militarily, then it's going to be a joint logistical operation. And let's face it, if it's got anything to do with Britain, France, Germany, and Ukraine together, the logistical side of things is going to be top notch, because that's what we do good. We're good at that. All right, that's in the bag, so to speak, if that makes any sense. Fantastic super chat, Master Blaster. Thank you. Welcome to the Gendit Members Club, Anthony Marino. I look forward to speaking to you after this in the private post. I appreciate that, brother. Welcome. RTK615, thank you for your super chat question. Anyone questions US being invaded? Michigan alone has over 15 million licensed hunters. Seriously? Seriously? Surely not. Is that right? Michigan alone has over 15 million licensed hunters. I mean, I believe it. It's America. That's the world's largest standing army just in one state. That's incredible. Yeah. KCP, hey, finally, welcome to the Gendit Members Club, brother. I look forward to speaking to you very much after this stream in a post that we will be posting in the community tab. Dark Light Dominican again. Thank you, buddy. You've been quite active on this. Massive props to you, man. You need to become a member, dude. You're stating, I'm logistics in the Air Force. Thank you for your service, brother, and continued support. The most important thing in the battlefield is logistics. I agree. Without logistics, nothing happens, or nothing moves, nothing gets done. You're also saying, I've seen jets sit on hangars for days, weeks. They can't make sorties because they need certain equipment. Agreed. You can have all the kit you want. If you haven't got the logistical support, it's pointless. Thank you for your service and super chat, brother. I appreciate that very, very much. The Marshal, welcome to the Gendit Members Club. I look forward to speaking to you after this, as do I look forward to speaking to Christopher Boulay, who's now a member of the Gendit Club. The Marshal's saying, I'm going to Ukraine to fight as a volunteer combat medic very soon from the US. You are serious? Wow, what an honourable thing. Stay safe, brother. I've got a lot of respect for medics. One of the hardest, underrated jobs on the battlefield. You got to be a very special person to fight for the Red Cross, for what it stands for. Stay safe, brother. Keep us up to date. Hopefully you can tune in regular with updates on the channel. Stay peaceful, son. What else have we got? Sorry, guys. I need to play a catch-up. The Real Slim Shady again. Thank you for your super chat. You're saying, I think you hit the nail on the head earlier. Russian military has the numbers, but they are weak logistically. Also, shout out to all my Texan brethren. Yeah, shout out to the Texans. Guys, where you from? Drop a comment below. If you've just joined the stream, welcome, guys. You're very welcome to the stream. And make sure you smash that like button, okay? Let's get 1,500 likes before the end of this stream. It takes 2 seconds to do. Let's get it. Slim Shady, thank you, buddy. And let's go. Matthew Tomlinson. Hello from America. Love your stuff. I appreciate the support, brother, and thank you very much for that kind donation. Zypher Death, welcome to the Gendit Members Club. You are very much welcome, Zypher. I look forward to speaking to you after this in a private community post, my friend. I think we have caught up, guys. We've caught up. Troops, I just want to get a general consensus. Please feel free to put it in the chat as well. What's your general feeling of these type of streams? Do you enjoy the interaction? Is it something that you're getting something out of? I know that I get a lot of messages on Instagram and stuff of people that have been in quite dark places, and they've said that they found these streams and they find their videos almost a distraction sometimes to take them out of that. That actually got me quite choked up a couple of weeks ago when I was reading some of these messages. I didn't realise that they'd have that kind of impact. it wasn't my original intention to have that impact, if I'm honest with you. But the fact that people have mentioned that to me, it really does hit home that these streams that I do, the videos that I do that originally pulled me out of a bad place, is actually doing the same for other people. So that makes me feel quite proud, actually, guys. It makes me feel quite proud indeed. So yeah, if you're getting something out of this, anything at all, then let me know. Let everyone else know in the chat. Hey, Tyler Dowdy, welcome to the Gendered Members Club. I'm really proud to have you guys on as members for this club. We're going to have some fun in some of the discussions in these community posts very, very soon, guys. Honestly, it's going to be cool. Welcome, Tyler. Welcome, my friend. As do I welcome Curtis Reynolds to the Members Club. Thank you for your membership. I really appreciate it. More than you think. Evan Christiansen, thank you for the $2.99. Make sure you get a question in there next time. Eric Wright, welcome to the Gendered Members Club, brother. Chunky Honky. Hey, we've got Chunky Honky back, guys. We had Chunky Honky he's a legend. Chunky Honky, how you doing, buddy? The funniest name on YouTube. You're saying, sorry I'm late and I'm trying to start the process of volunteering to fight in Ukraine. They have to have some of us former Cav scouts. Hey, thanks for your service, brother. Be safe, man. We've got a few people in the chat. Got a few people in the chat who's actually going to be volunteering. Here's something, guys. What do you think would happen if I volunteered? What would happen if I volunteered? I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's crossed my mind and I was thinking, but I was in the gym tonight and it did pop up in my brain and it stayed there longer than usual. The one thing that was overwhelmingly against me going in my brain was the thought of explaining to my wife that I would go and trying to justify that. And if you can justify something hard enough, you'll warrant your ability to do it. And I didn't have a good enough justification. It just wasn't there. I had a good enough justification to leave my family and join the Royal Marines. And it was a good justification. It worked and people believed it because it was for the right reasons. But I haven't got a good enough justification at this moment in time. Let me know what would be a good enough justification for me to actually go. Because it did pop up into my brain. I'm not going to lie. Popped into my brain when I was in the gym. And it was there. All session, actually. Chunky Honky, thanks for being here, brother. Stay safe, whatever you do. The Marshals, thank you for your donation. You're saying, never been in combat before, but figured I can help with my EMT. Ambulance service for the UK. Skills. Also, is there a Discord? There is a Discord. If anyone is in the Discord at this moment, hang on, I'll get you a link. I'll get you a link, guys, to the Discord. Let me get a link to the Discord. Bear with me very, very quickly. I will get one. Right. 2 seconds, guys. I'm just going to get you guys a link to... Boom. 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 Right, I'm going to post a link to the Discord. There we go. There's a link in the Discord, guys, in the chat. Join the Discord. We had a massive Discord at one point. It had thousands of followers, but I didn't have anyone to moderate in it because it was on my name. I didn't want anything going on there without me knowing about it because it would be on my name. So what we've got is a Discord community created by the fans, moderated by the fans. It's effectively not my Discord, but it's a community Discord for the Dit Commando fans. The best thing about that is I have no real say whether it exists or not. It's there by the fans. I am merely a figurehead of that Discord. So I've got quite a bit of power. I've got all of the admin rights and stuff like that. But if anything's on there, it's not my name, so to speak. It's not on me, so I don't have to moderate it, if that makes sense. It's just a fans Discord. So that's the one please join that and show your support. It's in the chat now, and I'll just post that in again as a link. You're more than welcome to join the Discord. Anyway, guys, let me get through some of these questions because we've got a lot of good questions coming in. The Marshal, yeah, thank you for yours. Zypher Death, thank you for the 100. You're saying, what do you think about China and India's stance given China may invade Taiwan? And would US actually help Taiwan or leave them hanging like Ukraine? I think it's very different in Taiwan. Again, I think they'd wait until NATO needs to be actioned. So yeah, I do think they'd be a little bit more hesitant to get involved. India's stance. India is allegedly quite pally with Russia, but not for the reason. I think that friendship is very weak in my eyes. I don't think the Russia-Indian friendship is going to last World War III, for instance. India needs to be careful who they support as well, because you look at where the foreign aid comes from. India isn't in really too much of a position to be able to complain too much about certain people. They have to look at who they get the foreign aid from for a start. Let's not get too political on it, but yeah, I've got a lot of love for India, by the way. My wife's genetic origin is Indian, and my daughter is got Indian genetics as a result. So I do love India. For me, it's the other side of the family. So I love India. The Real Slim Shady, welcome to Gendit Members Club. It's about time, buddy. Let's go. Anthony Marino, again with the super chat question. Thank you. You saying the 15.2 million hunters is all of the US. And as one of them, I mostly use my bow. I am in Pennsylvania, US Marine Corps vet, and not far from the birthplace of the United States Marine Corps. Let's go. The mighty United States Marine Corps. Thank you for your service, brother. If you're using your bow and arrow, you are just like Rambo in his latest film. That's pretty damn cool, being a hunter but using a bow. Matthew Tomlinson, thank you for the 10. You're stating I'm next to Barksdale AFB and hear the B-52's flying so much right now. So they're getting kitted up for something, aren't they? Thank you for your super chat. The Marshal's saying, if you volunteered, I would join your militia. If I volunteered, hey, imagine that, yeah. Yeah, let's not get into that. I don't want to influence people to go join something that I potentially wouldn't join. Guys, I'm going to do something quite rude on stream. I'm going to eat a Ferrero Rocher. Why? Because we need to keep the calories coming in. We've been to the gym and it is very, very late. And you can cheat now and again. Bottoms up. Peace. That's the thing. We need to develop the stream so we've got ad breaks. So we don't have to eat Ferrero Rochers as we're streaming. Right, where we need to catch up. Race Kelly, I can't find the link to the chat after stream. It's not a link, so when I post members only posts, it will come up as a notification. So you need to make sure that you turn all notifications on to receive that notification. It'll be a post with a picture and it'll be comment driven. So it's about you posting your opinion on whatever the question is. That's where it is, buddy. Chonky Honky again, you are saying, I don't honestly have a justification to not get involved. The more I see the suffering of the innocent bystanders, the more I feel like I should get involved. Yeah, I'm of the same stance. I think that's the reason we see so many individuals getting involved. Because it's a human instinct to protect humans. That's the thing that's getting people to volunteer. But are we falling into a trap by doing so? That's the question. Is it the right thing to do, or are they just getting us suckered in to do it? Now, I would hate to be included into something for the wrong reasons because we've been conned into it. You know? Crash, thank you for your super chat. You were saying, I know 4 personally, including my little brother. All combat vets in the US Army who are planning on joining Ukraine in a few weeks. Wow. The resistance is going to be huge. I just hope they're all right. That's the thing. I hope they're all right. Bless them all, man. Crash, and thank you for the services, man. Heather Nix, you're saying, theory. Putin has limited time before a planned power shift. Make this one of his last acts before retirement to strengthen Russia, be remembered. Thing is, though, if he retires, he's not even going to be able to travel the world or do anything. What's he going to be able to do after this? He's not going to be able to do anything. It is a power shift, but it just seems to me like a crazy move. One that's going to back him into a corner where he's not going to be able to do a damn thing thereafter. It's stupid. But a good point. Good point you make there. What else we got? The Marshal's saying, honestly, if you volunteered, Gen Dit, you would have a whole effing battalion. You know, I think, if I'm honest with you, but it's not as if I'll be volunteering as a YouTuber if I did volunteer. I'd be volunteering as this. So, yeah, I do think I'd have quite a lot of backing. It would probably spur a lot of people to volunteer. But again, I'm not going to be one of those people. I'd be contradicting myself and I'd be hypocritical if I was saying, yeah, go and volunteer, and I'm not prepared to do it myself, because I've just been complaining about the British, certain people in Britain who's saying, yeah, we are going to allow them and not impose any criminality offences on them if they do go and volunteer. We are allowing them to do it, but they're not prepared to go themselves. So I'm not going to be that guy either. Until that day, I'm not going to say to anyone to go and join. But yeah, I get your point. I do think there'd be quite a few people would have my back and would quite literally go there with me. I agree. It's a nice feeling. Hey, Zypher Death with the donor, thank you. And you are saying India can't make enemy of Russia. It's a buffer against China politically, and 65% weapons are Russian. Indian students trying to cross the border out of Ukraine were manhandled by Ukrainian border guards. Really? That's insane. I didn't realise that 65% of the weapons are Russian. It makes sense. India can't make enemies with Russia. That's an interesting theory. That's an interesting statement, actually. More of a statement than theory. Thank you, Zay, for death. Packers DNA, welcome to the Gen Dit Members Club, brother. Thank you for that. I'm glad to see some of you guys joining the membership club. It really does make a difference. And the bigger the numbers, the better the camaraderie, and that's what I want to create here. I want to create a community, yeah, and yeah, that's what I want to create. And we're creating one right now. Patter's DNA, welcome, brother. I look forward to speaking to you after the stream. Paul Bucko 2, hey buddy, and thanks for the super chat. You're saying EU sending fighter jets to Ukraine, take out the Russian convoys and help the Ghost of Kiev. That's definitely going to be a film soon. Teen Trouble 2003. You're saying, what are your thoughts on Ukrainian filing to be in the European Union right in the middle of this war? And do they get accepted quickly? I think they do get accepted quickly, and it's cheeky though, isn't it? It is cheeky. Nothing's going to surprise me now. Nothing's going to surprise me. What do I think about it? I think it's cheeky. Whether it's the right thing or not. Donna Backer says, I'd be a great trainer in Western Ukraine. They need experienced trainers. Yeah, maybe. I did that in the Middle East for a little bit, actually. I think they do get accepted quickly, but I do think that enrages Putin. I think that enrages him as a result. Andrew Moorhead, thank you for the super chat. You're saying Jocko Willick and Gen Dit leading this war. Many will follow. As a former US Army medic, I would go. Well, Jocko Willick was an officer, so I'd quite happily follow him if that was the case. But imagine if a lot of famous YouTube veterans got involved in this. Imagine the content. I mean, it's not about that, but we'd give a unique perspective content-wise. I would love to go as a journalist, but as a YouTube journalist, given a different story, a different side of the story, not just going over there as press, going over there as a YouTuber. I'd be frontline with a camera. And obviously a weapon, because I'm not that brave. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, thanks for that. Guys, I think we've cleared up all the super chats for the time being. So let's get back into the swing of this. Where were we at? Here we were. The United States responded by imposing sanctions on these regions and the Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline a few days later. On February the 24th, during a United Nations Security Council meeting to dissuade Russia from attacking Ukraine, Putin announced the beginning of a full-scale land, sea and air invasion of Ukraine, targeting Ukrainian military assets and cities across the country. Biden declared this attack unprovoked and unjustified. Biden is right on that, because Putin said it was for peacekeeping, and he lied about that. And has since issued severe sanctions in coordination with European allies, targeting 4 of Russia's largest banks, its oil and gas industry, the US technology exports to the country. The United Nations, G7, EU and other countries continue to condemn Russian actions and vow to respond. And respond they have. Right, so a bit of background into this then. And this is nearly 10-year-old background, so let's get into this. The background. The crisis in Ukraine began with protests in the capital city of Kiev in November 2013 and against Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych's decision to reject a deal by greater economic integration with the European Union. After a violent crackdown by state security forces unintentionally drew an even greater number of protesters and escalated the conflict. President fled the country in February 14. Wow. Hey, Michael Swinger, welcome to the Gendit Members Club, my friend. I look forward to chatting to you after the stream in the community tab. So that was 2013. So in March 2014, Russian troops took control of Ukraine's Crimea region before formally annexing the peninsula after Crimea's voting to join the Russian Federation in a dispute local referendum. So March 2014, I'd just getting back from the jungle, I believe. And I was in the mountains in Albania / borders of Kosovo. When I was in the Marines. Just getting back from Gabon in West Africa after the Central African Republic kicked off, where those girls got kidnapped by the Boko Haram. We were in that region. And then we came out there after about 2 months in the jungle. And then we went all around the Mediterranean. We ended up in Albania when this was happening. I think it was Albania. Might be wrong. And this was kicking off. Yeah, I remember when this was happening, because there was talks about the US having a ship in the Crimean Sea, the areas of that region. And we were thinking, is this going to escalate where we're going to get involved? I remember that well, actually. Yeah, we were a little bit nervous, to be fair. I think it was 2014. I think it was then. I remember this happening because Libya, was it Libya? I think it was Libya was happening at the same time as well. Yeah, right, where we're at. March 2014, Russian troops took control of Ukraine. Dispute, that was it. Russian President Putin cited the need to protect the rights of Russian citizens and Russian speakers in Crimea and southeast Ukraine. The crisis heightened ethnic divisions. I mean, think about it. Putin wants to protect Russian speakers. I mean, this dude gets better and better, doesn't he? And 2 months later, pro-Russian separatists in those regions of eastern Ukraine held a referendum to declare independence from Ukraine. The Marshal, thank you for your super chat. You're stating not yet you didn't. My girlfriend is not very happy about me going. Yeah, she won't be happy, my friend. It's a war zone. Be careful and make an educated choice and decision about it. Sean Corley, thank you for the super chat. And David Clark, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate that. Chris Fritz, thank you for the kind donation super chat. You're saying, I love your videos and info, brother. Keep up the good work. Hey, thank you, man. I'll try my best. That's all I'm doing. I just try my best. That's all. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I enjoy you being here, Chris. If you want to become a member, buddy, you're more than welcome. Right, so let's get back to this article. So, violence in eastern Ukraine between Russia-backed separatist forces and the Ukrainian military has been conservative. Estimates killed more than 10,300 people and injured nearly 24,000 people since April 2014. That's a staggering number of people. Although Moscow has denied its involvement, Ukraine and NATO have reported the buildup of Russian troops and military equipment near those regions, cross-border shelling. This has been going on for a long time, guys, and we've just completely mugged it off. It's only now that we're starting to take note. In July 2014, the situation in the Ukraine escalated into an international crisis and put the United States and the European Union at odds with Russia when the Malaysian Airlines flight was shot down over the Ukrainian airspace, killing all 298 on board. Absolutely terrible. Dutch air accident investigators concluded in October 15 that the plane had been downed by a Russian-built surface-to-air missile. Devastating. In September 16, investigators said that the missile system was provided by Russia, determining it was moved into eastern Ukraine and then back to Russian territory following the downing of the aeroplane. You can't believe this, can you? Since February 15, France, Germany, Russia and Ukraine have attempted to broker a cessation in violence through the Minsk Accords. The agreement includes provisions for a ceasefire, withdrawal of heavy weaponry and full Ukrainian government control throughout the conflict zone. However, efforts to reach a diplomatic settlement and satisfactory resolution have been unsuccessful. In April 16, NATO announced that the alliance would deploy 4 battalions Eastern Europe, rotating troops through Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania and Poland. We're actually seeing British troops in Estonia back and forth for the past few years since 16, so that's very much true. That's been done to deter possible future Russian aggression elsewhere in Europe, and it has deterred in those regions, particularly in the Baltics. These battalions were joined by 2 US Army tank brigades. That's a fearful, fearful proposition. You're not going to mess about with the Army tank brigades. They're just too big and powerful. Deployed to Poland in September 2017 to further bolster the alliance deterrence presence. Heavy armament in these areas is the deterrent. Hey, Evans Christiansen, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, I have been a member of your YouTube for a while, but I found it difficult to join your platform as a member. If you click the link, Evan, in the chat, that's where you'll be able to become a member, buddy. The link is in the chat. You'll see it pinned at the top. If a few of you guys, if you struggle, mention again in the chat, and a few of the guys will hopefully get around to helping you on that. I'm going to have another Ferrero Rocher, guys. I don't know why this keeps doing that. Bad gateway. It's been doing that quite a lot. Right. Bad gateway again. Not sure why it's doing that, guys. It's It's been doing that quite a lot. The Marshal says, do you think Putin is trying to reunite the USSR? I do think he is trying to do a modern equivalent of that. Yeah. I do. Right, here we go. Let's get back in. The Diamond Dog, I am eating Ferrero Rocher. Pour myself some more water, guys. Right, we've read this yesterday. Let's get on to the concerns bit. In fact, a visual exploration of the conflict. Let's view this slideshow. Love a good old slideshow. 3 people were reported dead in Kiev during clashes between police and demonstrators against the government's anti-protests. That was January 22. Photos. They show a lot, don't they? Protesters advanced to new positions in Kiev. Terrible. Wow. Supporters of Russian president rally. You can't. Let's see if we can get this live map back on. Come on. Right, live map. Why can't we get it? Let's go. No, we can't. This stupid map. Come on. I think there's that many people on this map at the moment. Right, where's the numbers for this? Global conflict tracker. Ah. Okay. Conflict in the Ukraine. Right, so we've been on that. Let's zoom in on this map here. Look at these conflicts. Right, where is war in Afghan, India, Pakistan, Myanmar? I'm surprised. Conflict in India and Pakistan, that might be interesting. 450 miles the length of that control, right? So it's unchanging. Right, that might be a good one, India and Pakistan. If you want me to see me do India, Pakistan or something, maybe it's tomorrow, let me know. Because we've covered the Ukraine stuff. We're going to continue to cover this because it's ongoing, but I think there's other tensions that are around the world that we could actually get some good info on. What do you reckon, guys? Let me know in the comments. Anthony Marino. The conflict in Libya was 2011. I was in the USMC right before I got out. I was on the USS Kearsarge when all that happened, right before when I was in Pakistan giving food for people before they found out or something. Well, thanks for your service, Anthony. I appreciate your service, especially being a Marine. Hoorah, Semper Fidelis, Per Mar Per Tarim. And thank you for that kind super chat, brother. I appreciate that sincerely. I think I've missed a super chat, actually, haven't I? Have I? Anthony, yeah, got you. If I've missed anyone, guys, I do apologise. What do you think about my previous super chat? Where I'm trying to think where to find. I might have missed it, buddy. I do apologise. Here we go, Eric. Apologies, I didn't get that. NATO. So you're saying NATO countries are already involved, not by military force, but NATO countries are still supplying Ukraine with intelligence and weapons. Yes, you make a very interesting point with that, actually, Eric, because Sorry, I missed that, by the way. I don't do it intentionally, guys. Sometimes not supporting militarily, but supporting with intelligence and supporting with weaponry and other things can be as damaging, if not more damaging. Because you can give more, you get more bang for your buck, so to speak. You can have more of an impact with less of the consequences, if that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I think it's a smarter move initially, but it's not a move that's going to last. Not going to last, is it really? Especially if things escalate. Great question, Eric. Sorry I missed that, buddy. Don't know why this live EU map is got an error. It would be great if it didn't. Yeah, that's not working anymore, guys, unfortunately. So, what we'll do... It's a little bit temperamental, that. It is temperamental. But yeah, troops, it's... What time is it now? It's 1 o'clock. So we've been on now 2.5 hours, actually. 2.5 hours. That's been one hell of a stream. Yeah. So our Foreign Legion guys. So based on that, troops, in the next 5 minutes or so, think about the questions that you want to ask that might be video worthy, because tomorrow from this stream, one of the most pertinent questions via the super chat will be posted as a video that would require a response from. So now is the time to get those questions in if you so want your question to be posed and posted as a video. So we've got a few moments now. I'll give a couple of minutes for that to generate and to let you think about those questions. And the one that sticks out most, the one that I think will get generate more of a discussion, will get posted, guys, I guess. So the Marshal says, here's some more money. Also, Russia's going to get blasted back to the Stone Age once I get. Hey, stay safe, brother. Honestly, stay safe, man. Zypher Death, you're saying would love India-Pakistan discussion, and Ukraine went against India and sold Pakistani tanks and was going to upgrade them if not Russian invasion. Wow, I didn't know that. That might be something I need to look into. Yeah, that's pretty good. Troops, if you haven't liked the video yet, double check. Smash that like button. If you want to subscribe to the channel and you haven't done so already, then please press that subscribe button. We're going to be finishing up in the next few minutes here. I'm going to give it a few more minutes to see if there's any more questions that come through. But if not, I just want to say thank you all for taking your time to pop into the stream. I just want to say thank you, guys. Matt, sir, out of quite literally, I'll tell you how many questions has been posted. Out of 30,000 playbacks, you're the only one who said turn the mic up, so the answer is no. I'm probably talking quieter now because it's late. Okay. Anthony Marino, Pakistan versus India only religious. I think it's got a lot to do with religion, but it's political religiousness, if that's even a phrase, a terminology. That's what it is. Chris Fritz, thank you. And you're saying US Army vet, and I've seen the horror of war. The bravery of the Ukraine men and women is unbelievable. To stand up shoulder to shoulder and witness the horror says something about the Ukraine people and their pride. Yeah, thank you for your service, brother. I agree. The Ukrainian, you just have to look, I know it's a bad way to compare, but the Ukrainians are tough sons of bitches really tough individuals. You just have to look at the fighters, the boxers that come from that place. The Klitschko brothers are an embodiment of tough, you know, absolute hard asses. And I respect them greatly, you know, the Ukrainian people. Let's leave this. Actually, Zypher Death here saying, also, when are you reacting to Johnny's video on Taiwan? I'm not too sure. Actually, I'm actually enjoying doing these videos at the moment, to be fair. The live streams are pretty cool. Really are pretty cool. But I'll take a look at that. Zypher Death, make sure you message me because I'll forget about that. Troops, to all new members, thank you for joining the club. First and foremost, you are joining a club where we can be more interactive with each other. But as always, I'm honest with the viewership. You are helping me out. All right, you are helping me put food on the table by becoming a member. I've got a young family. This is my only line of income now. I don't work in London anymore. I was a close protection operative when I left the military for a few years. Left to come home closer to my wife. I took a gamble with this YouTube thing, and it still is a bit of a gamble. But you helped me in more ways than you'd ever imagine. So thank you for helping me. And yeah, I can't say thanks enough, guys. All the members, every single viewer, everyone who's liked the stream, everyone who's subscribed, everyone who keeps coming back. But most importantly, today is it's not about me. It's about the people of Ukraine. And I'll leave it on the same note as I did last stream. Is I'm not a religious person, but you don't have to be religious to pray. Praying is just thinking positively in your head for a situation to improve or to better. And if you are going to pray or think about someone else, make sure you wish them well and send your positive vibes and energy their way. If anything can come out of this, at least be positive and think about the Ukrainian people. That's what I would say. Jack Sparrow says, hey, here in East Tennessee, we're all armed every Saturday morning, dozens of echoes in every hollow shooting. If invaded, they are screwed. 100 Heritage. East Tennessee. Tough guys. Thank you for your super chat donation, brother. Ray Scully, thank you for the $1. I appreciate that. Guys, no matter how big or small, I appreciate it. Wherever you're watching from, thank you. Wherever you keep on coming back from, the reasons you come back to these streams, thanks. If you can share these streams, share the videos, it's going to help me reach my goal. My main goal for this year actually is to fight on the YouTube boxing scene against someone quite famous. And I need more subscribers to do that. Even 210,000 subscribers is apparently not enough. But I do believe I'll get there one day. And I want to fight for the veterans of the world. I want to be that person who can represent veterans. So if I can do it, that's what I want to do it for. I want to be that person who can do it on YouTube and be the beacon of light for the veterans out there and make it for them. So if I need more subscribers to do that, I know I'll get there in the end anyway. Actually, we've got more super chat coming through, guys. I'll answer the super chats as long as they keep coming through. Actually, guys, you know, it's not a problem for me. I'll keep on answering them, even if my eyes are dropping off. I've got full pack of Ferrero Rochers. So if you just want, if you want to keep on asking questions, that's fine. I'll stay. Chris Alania, thank you for your super chat. You're asking, what are your thoughts on Russian soldiers getting asylum if they immediately surrender entering Ukraine? I think they should be granted asylum if they immediately surrender. Yes. I mean, a surrender is a surrender. No ifs, no buts. If you surrender, you've given up. You don't want to be part of it anymore. And it should be respected as such. So if they do, let them have asylum. Be the bigger person. Does that make sense? That's what I would say. Let them. Because who wants war? Who wants war? Chris, fantastic question. Nice profile picture as well, dude. the marshal's saying you would beat the crap out of them. That would be the aim if I got into YouTube boxing. That would be the aim, buddy. Unanimous, thank you for the kind super chat. You're saying, unfortunately, I can't go and fight, but I'm in the process of opening an online store with clothes, drinks, where I support of Ukraine. All proceeds will be donated to the Ukraine National Bank for military support. That's absolutely fantastic, Unanimous. And like every venture out there, if it's got a good reason behind it, it will be a success regardless of the input. So I wish you all the best of luck with that, my friend. Good luck, buddy. And what a fantastic cause that is. Yeah, that's indeed a fantastic cause. Maps back up. Maps back up? Nope. Is the map back up? Nah, map's not back up. I wish map is back up. I don't know why it's doing that. They need to upgrade their host. Come on. Because I want to. We haven't really done much map tonight. Maps back up, guys. Do we stay on? I mean, we still have got 500 people here. We've got 1,430 likes. I tell you, if we can get 1,500 likes, I'll stay on. I'm not bothered. Who needs sleep anyway? Because I want to do more of this map. We haven't done much of it at all. Let me know in the chat. The Marshal says Russian soldiers were threatened with getting shot if they deserted, and most of them didn't know they were going to war. So I think they should. I agree. Race Kelly, what are your thoughts on Speak of Truth YouTube channel that covers battlefield tactics and Russian losses? I haven't seen that channel. Speak to me on Instagram about it. Because I forget these things. I've got a memory like a fish, guys. Whoa, we've got 487. 1,489. So like, yeah, 11 away from me being convicted to continue the stream. But listen, it's got to be over. I don't care if it's one. It can be 1,499. If it doesn't get over, I ain't continuing because it's 1:10 in the morning. Hey, Evan Christiansen, welcome to the Gender Members Club, my friend. I appreciate you being here, brother. I look forward to posting a question to you after this stream. Yeah, so we've got overtime. Everyone's saying yes, yes, yes. Everyone's saying yes. Oh, we've got 15,000. We've got over 1,500 likes. Okay, that wasn't a sign of like. We still got 500 people in the chat. We got to continue. Right, let's do some live map stuff, troops. Right, so we've had some great questions. Start really thinking about it now in the super chats. Let's get some meaty questions where it's going to open the debate up then. Let's stay awake with this, yeah? Let's get some decent, meaty questions. Real hard-hitting questions. Come on. Anything can be answered within reason. Let's get the questions going. Boom. Right. Okay. Let's do this. So 4 hours ago, we'll just go on down here. The United Nations expects 4 million refugees to flee the Ukraine in the coming weeks. Yeah, I reckon it'll be more than 4 million. I think it'll be more than 4 million refugees, to be fair. I think those numbers are going to be, could be 5-6 million quite easily. Chris Alana, please get a pint on me. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. What day is it tomorrow? Tuesday. So there'll be no pints. I don't really drink now. I did used to do a lot of drinking when I was in the Marines active service. A lot of drinking. But to be fair, yeah, I might have a pint at the weekend. I've been training my ass off, man. Been training really, really hard. Weightlifting, boxing. I've got a personal boxing session on Wednesday. I might be fighting in August if I can get enough traction. That would be some cool content for you guys, showing you my YouTube journey. That would be cool. But, right, what we got going on here? So look at this. Ah, right, so that was a notification on the west side. Of course it is. That makes sense, actually. What we got here? Clashes in Buka, Vorzal, snipers and tanks. Yeah, we've... Or deployed. Okay, so they were deployed there. Has anyone got any good Reddit threads? The Marshal, thank you. You were saying, where do I get a ballistic helmet? I have an vet from work, but I need a helmet. Ooh, that might be tough to get. Let me think. A ballistic helmet. In fact, let's look for you now. Let's find the Marshal a ballistic helmet. There you go. 225 quid. Ballistic helmet. eBay. Oh, actually, look. That's like a Special Forces one. 85 quid. eBay, dude. These helmets now, I mean, the helmets that I joined with and with some of the veterans in the chat will be able to vouch for me on this one. They were pretty crap. And when I say crap, they were big, heavy, clumsy, horrible things. The helmets now are pretty damn amazing. They're like the skater's helmet, you know? Light and ready to fight. That's the way it's got to be. KCB, yeah, don't cheap out on your helmet. Don't. Oh, we've got loads coming in. Loads of questions. Hope we're helping that. We're getting the Marshal is volunteering to go to Ukraine, so we're just getting him kitted out. Lord Young, what would you do if you was Putin right now? Oh, what a horrible question. That's a would you rather. Oh man, I don't want to answer that. Lord Young, I'm going to answer you. What would you do if you were Putin right now? I'm going to ask you about Brian Rayborn. Hey, welcome to the Gender Members Club, my friend. Fantastic to have you on board. I appreciate that, brother. I look forward to speaking to you after this. Dark, thank you for the super chat. You're saying, imagine if Russian generals intentionally created a pure logistic structure because of Ukrainian sympathies or just to embarrass Putin internationally. Wow, that's really... Maybe Putin hasn't got support from his generals. And this is an indirect way of... Wow, I've never thought of that. Would they do that? I mean, everyone's scared of him over there, aren't they, really? So, would they do that? I mean, I don't think they'd do it just to embarrass him. Maybe they want him to fall on purpose. I guess the true wisdom behind it would be to see after this if it was to be a massive failure, would these generals defect to, well, anywhere but Russia? That'll be the proof in the pudding for that, Dark, won't it? Good question. If anyone wants to answer below, I like that one. That's good. James, did you see the video of Ukrainian ambassador reading text from Russian soldier before he was killed? No. Russian troops do not want to be in Ukraine. Didn't know that. I haven't seen that. Where are these videos from? Are you talking about on YouTube or stuff, or what? Where are you watching that from? Sean Rupert, you look familiar. You ever go to Hohenfels, Germany for training between 12 and 15 hours there in the US Army? I was in that region, yeah. In and around there. Austria and stuff. And Bavaria and that kind of area. Train with the Royal Marines and the British Army. And with the Gurkhas. The Gurkhas are cool. Sorry if I'm missing any supers. Tree and Dean, I know yours is not a super chat. I've just read it because I do read your comments. The reason I don't respond to anything but supers is I have to respect the fact that people are kindly paying money to have me answer a statement or a question. It's only fair. I truly mean that, but I do read your comments, and believe it or not, not that it matters, but once this stream is up and live tomorrow, at some point when I'm at the gym and when I'm driving about, I'll actually put this video on and I'll watch it back myself, and I'll be pretty much reading all of the comments. That's what I do, morally speaking. I feel obliged to do it. So hopefully there's something in that for you as well, just to understand my mentality on it. But you've seen it takes forever for me to catch up with the super chats anyway, brother. So please understand that that's the way it has to be, because there's a lot of people wanting questions to be answered. It's not that I'm singling anyone out. So yeah. Packers DNA, hey, thank you for your super chat. You're saying get some sleep, it's important till tomorrow. Laurie in Wisconsin. Hey Laurie, I appreciate that, man. And yeah, thank you to another super chat as well. It's 1:20 in the morning. I'm a weird person with sleeper and stuff. I'm weird with sleep, to be fair. I either sleep loads or nothing at all. Thank you again for that. Anthony Marino, thank you for your super chat. You're saying your pug is the best. Unfortunately, my pit bull can be a bit much unless you have food. Then you're your best friend. Yeah, off topic, but I have a pug called Pip, and she is the best. James, thank you for your super chat. You're saying yes on YouTube. I think it was during a meeting the UN had today. I'll have a look at that tomorrow. Actually, I need to get a reaction video out with multiple different things on Ukraine. I think I need to do a reaction video tomorrow. Don't read and drive. I need to reiterate. I don't read the super chats when I drive. Thank you for your concern, Chris. I appreciate that. That's something that's just actually came. It's not a super chat, but you're a member. KCP, veterans have a special relationship with sleep. Yeah, we do. It's like I can only put it down to I deprive myself and take it as a challenge. Like right now, it's like a challenge. It's like just because I said we get over 1,500 likes, now it's a challenge. We've got 10 minutes of that challenge left till it gets to 1:30. I think that was the deal, and then we might call it a night. But if we get like 1,600 likes, I might stay on again. I'm like that, guys. I'm the type of person who likes challenges. It's not as if I haven't got to be up at 7 in the morning for anything. So we'll see. Billy Adkins, thank you for your super chat. You're saying there's SEALs and Delta Force in Ukraine advising. Yeah, they'll have been there years. They'll have never left. That's for sure. Right, let's have a look at this bloody map. MLRS Grad targeted Kinkia and Pavlikia villages. Oh no, don't. Wow, fire brigades out. See, you don't know what to believe with these pictures because there's a lot of these pictures proven to be fake as well. I'm not saying these are. Oh no, I can't look at that. I don't want that on the stream. Sorry guys. I can't have industrial estate in Moscow, Belarus. Russian soldiers loaded and killed wounded onto special trip. What? At least 8 such military ambulance buses were spotted. Let's have a look at these. Wow, so this is where the dead are getting put on. I don't want to capture anything bad on there. This is bad, guys. Realities of war. It's busy over there. Anyone who's volunteering needs to really, really consider this, man. That it's terrible. Disgruntled grunt. Hey, disgruntled grunt. See, I do. I've got terrible memories, but I remember a lot of you guys. Disgruntled Grunt, man. Hey, are you not a member yet, Disgruntled Grunt? You need to be a member, buddy. Link in the description, man. I always like to see you here, buddy. Good night, all. Stay safe, Ryan. Great job as usual. Thank you, brother. Thank you, my friend. It's nice to see you, man. Hopefully, see you again soon, buddy. Take it easy, dude. Thanks for being here. Oh man, I like to see like old faces. Norman Jutras says, "Do you think Putin should be tried for war crimes?" This is where it gets a bit. This is where it gets. What war crimes do you trial him for? What war crime do you trial him for? That's the question. What do you put him on trial for? What war crime? Think about it. Think about that. Do you know what I mean? Right, what's that? What we got on here? What we got? Oh, wow. Chris Aliana, my GPA escaped Russia. It's worse than people think. Yeah. Yeah, I think it is worse than people think. I think you're right, guys. Look at this. So where's this from? That's Kiev. Right, so Ukraine lifts visa requirements for foreign citizens wishing to join the fight against Russia. So they've just lifted it. I wish I could read that. Well, in a nutshell, they've lifted the requirements, so it makes it easier. So you can literally just jump on the flight. Wow. Red alert, Kiev aerial attack threat. Right, we haven't had much. Right, I'm going to refresh this. I'm going to see if anything comes out. Error happened again. Right, here we go. Let's get back in. Let's see if there's any. No, it's kicked us out again. Right, and troops actually. So where are we at now? Actually, yeah, we're right on time, to be fair, troops. I've had a good time tonight, guys. It's late. I'm gonna try and get I'm gonna try and get 2 live streams out tomorrow. It'd be great to see you on both of them. I'm gonna try to get 2 very different topics out the way. I want to during the day it might be less busy on the live stream simply because people are working and stuff like that. I get that, but if I can get enough people on that stream to cover a different region, I would like to cover maybe India, Pakistan. I would like to cover Taiwan. Maybe do a few different regions early in the afternoon. And what time, William? I'm looking probably in around 1500 UK time. So like 7 hours earlier than this one was. And then on the evening, after the gym, I'll get back on to this because the updates are significant with the Ukraine crisis. There's a lot of updates. It's very, very busy indeed. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Probably do 2 streams because I'm enjoying these guys and it's my content. It's my own stuff. That's what I like about it. So, yeah, if you want to see that, it'd be good to see you guys. Make sure you subscribe, turn the notifications to all on, so you get notified when we go live. I'm going to put the Discord link in the chat right now. I'm going to spam the chat. So if you press that, you can join our Discord. So yeah, and yeah, it'd be good to have you guys there. But other than that, I want to say thank you all, everybody. If I've enjoyed this, I hope you've enjoyed this. The stream quality is going to improve. I'm going to actually let you into something. All of the donations and stuff that you're donating at the moment, be rest assured they're going into they're all going into the production. I'm converting my garage into what should be a studio. So that's what I want to get completed. So that's where the money will be going to, every penny of it. Converting that, because I've got a boxing channel that I'm trying to grow, a podcast with my dad to hopefully get him out of his full-time job, and I can hopefully employ him and take him under my wing and do that. That would be fantastic for us. I've got another channel, a few other things going on, so everything's riding on getting that studio built. It costs a lot of money, so be rest assured all of the donations, that's where they're going, guys. So I just want to say thanks for making it possible. Hopefully in the few months we can get that built, or the quicker the better. Maybe in a few weeks, you never know. But guys, you guys make this happen. It's all down to you. Thank you to each and every one of you. I love you to bits. Smash that like button before you go. Whatever you do in life, do it with intention. Be positive and be kind. Be kind to people, guys. It's really, really important. Have a wonderful day, evening, and I'll see you very, very soon. Peace.